Amazing. Look at you learning.
Wow. Temporarily. Potato can only hold in so much. After a day of solving crimes, it's just...
Potato's been busy solving crimes, hey?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Lots of stuff to talk about. But first order of business, Morty and I have decided to do this once every 2 weeks. We're organically basically doing it every 2 weeks anyway. But I think that's a much better interval because there's like arc and mid arc, and the in between week there isn't as much to talk about, right?
Yeah. No, I think 2 weeks is great.
Yeah. So you guys get half the content, but hopefully double the quality. But that does mean
let's double the speed of talking. So
yeah, and it just means you're not allowed to miss it. So it's every other Saturday, like you have no excuse for not being here. If any of you miss our show, we'll come and find you, LAPD style. MJ says, "Sir, yes, sir."
Well, I don't know much with your driving. With your driving, I don't know if we'll get anywhere, really.
Hey, did you see what Ryan said? He said Morty streams bi-weekly anyway, so it works out.
Well,
will I find you and give you less than Scopely? That would be impossible. Unless you're going to pay me like $100 to be disappointed. I guess we could do that. You give me $100 and I'll give you far less than you expect. A feeling of emptiness. Yeah. Both of us are...
That's what keeps us coming back.
Yeah, exactly. For the record, both, I'm pretty sure, MorDHD and I have applied to be part of the official content creator program, with NDAs and stuff. So, obviously, we're doing a very good job of kissing butt. We're basically shoo-ins at this point.
100%. Oh, man.
We've got to get you a talking brain avatar. I feel like I'm hogging the spotlight sometimes, but it is what it is.
No, that's fine. You're fine, Mosh. You're fine. Yeah, I definitely need to do the PNG tuber thing. I'll get the big talking brain, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Wait, MJ streams? This is how unaware I am of the community.
Yeah.
All right, got out. MJ, let's go. Click the damn follow. We need good. I don't know how long ago MJ started participating in my chat, but I've always enjoyed their contributions. So you rated me. Listen. How many brain cells do you think are in here? Okay, just how many? How many? Can you say pen 15 in all NDA streams? No one can. You two will never make it. HRM Moose says, I also identify as a potato today. That's good. That's good. One day at a time. That's what I always say. Be potato one day, and then you can be potato every day. It's progress. So
yeah, at this point, I'm just coffee.
You're just coffee.
Yes, Mosh. Let's talk some STFC. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, for starters, I'm gonna actually share my screen, so you don't have to do the weird dance of watching the stream from 10 seconds ago. And then once I've done that,
well, it's a natural brain delay, isn't it?
Well,
so what you say, and then 10 seconds for me to actually acknowledge it and then respond to it.
Exactly. So now we've cut it down from 20 seconds to 10. You're in. Awesome. So let's start with the apology video. What do you think? We kind of have to, right? It's
yeah, that's a good place. 100%.
All right.
I was not expecting it to drop when it did.
Go ahead. Sorry. Oh wait, it's not. I'm not in a hurry.
Oh, it's just completely unexpected.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
out of nowhere,
go through
right?
it for
It
sure.
was like an Eminem album. It was just like bam. What
Yeah.
one day there's a news update saying, hey, you know, instead of an IMS, we're just gonna do like a normal, instead of like this weird Flashpoint section of the events tab or whatever, we're just gonna do one event or one series of events, just like normal events. And then bam, the next day, video out of nowhere. We're sorry.
Yeah. We're sorry.
Yeah. Brett says, I love that this is the
Like a
first
South
time.
Park apology.
Exactly. That's what we. So during one of my Potato Noir streams, Red told me this video dropped, and then he linked it, and then he linked the South Park apology video, and it's basically the same thing. Like I would like stop one and then start the other, and nobody could tell that I was switching videos. Brett says, I love that this is the first time we've ever heard of this guy. I feel like I saw him in the. Was he not in the video like presenting flashpoints and in like the roadmap videos? Maybe
he was in the documentary for Flashpoints. Yeah.
He was very excited about a dynamic world, and then in this video, as we'll see, he's very sad about a dynamic world. So without further ado, let's watch this masterpiece. Let's go. Okay, I gotta stop. Just from the incoming chord, it's like dong. Like it's like in video games when like some like momentous somber event has happened, like V has just found out that he has like a chip in his brain that's put a timer on his life, or you know, like it's like, or we've just arrived at a planet and it turns out that we don't have enough oxygen to survive. Like and there's like a video to like introduce you to it. Hello, commanders. It's clear we've missed the mark. Wait, well, why is it the past few weeks? Like, well, why is it?
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Over the past 3 years, it's clear that we've changed our ways of presenting.
We're sorry. We're changing our name from STFC to DP. Is this video on 60 FPS? Oh, volume? Can you guys not hear it? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so they're altering how they're done in August, which they already did, and they're pausing them until they better. What does he mean by these kinds of events? Does he mean Flashpoint events or like invading entity events?
I think Flashpoints. I think pretty much it's going to be paused, as in it's gone forever. So I guess we won't see it again for like what 6 to 12 months, maybe longer. Who knows? Because last time, like they paused a lot of things, right? They took out alliance tournaments when we were having the issues with the way that they were functioning. They paused arenas for like a good month or whatever it was back in the day because they couldn't fix the issues. And now they're going to pause Flashpoints. Like they've done, this is the exact same play they've done before. So we'll wait to see if or when they come back.
But like to me, Flashpoints weren't all that different. It was just they were in a different tab, right? Like what is actually materially different about them being in a folder in the regular events page? There's still an IMS. Like do I even care? Like the events themselves are better.
No,
but
that's the thing. Like I feel.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I feel it's like an overreaction as well for this too, because like this run of flashpoints with a single milestone for an IMS, like you can do it at your own pace. You get your daily events, plus you can do whatever at whatever time you want to do. So I feel this run was a lot better than the previous run. Like, yeah, the content itself is like not super exciting or enjoyable, but like not everything is. So like I feel just removing it completely at this point is like, okay, fine. If you want, I guess.
Yeah, like that. We don't care that they're in a different folder. Although personally, I prefer it the way that it is because it's one of those places I gotta check to make sure I didn't miss stuff. But like they did a number of things, right? They made the IMS milestones easier to get. Like this one, we've already completed it. We got a day and 14 hours to go.
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, and then they like instead of like they removed the whole thing where I didn't want to do invading entities because the IMS wasn't at the chapter where we got points for it as a server. But you know what I mean? Like
Correct.
But the event store, Flashpoint event store was there, and so like you were kind of like debating, well, do I use this so that I can do my one pull today, or do I save it? Like, am I going to screw over myself or the server? I'm going to screw over the server, you know. But it was still felt bad, like even if everybody like should have known the right decision was to just pick their own account over the server. But like there were specific things about it that weren't good that got changed, and it's better now.
Yeah, the biggest issue was the chain events, right? So like you do 1, then you unlock 2, then you unlock 3, then you unlock 4. So that was the biggest issue, especially when like you didn't want to do it in that order, or like you only had a limited time to play the game, so you wanted to do it when you wanted to do it. Plus, like the rewards that you got, like the pulls for the rare and the epics, like they're time sensitive too. So if you had heaps of loot, you want to be pulling that every day and running that every day. So the way they designed the event was counterintuitive to the way we played the game. So fixing the chain events, which they did this run, I feel it's more fun. Like it's more enjoyable. And it's like the 4th time we're doing this, so we're quite used to the format now. But the way they've structured it, I think is a lot better.
Yeah, I still missed like 2 of them, and that's totally on me. I was just like spaced out on it. But they're not hard to complete. Like, of course, we have like more people have SNW Scotty, so killing dropships is easier. But I think the other really significant change they made was hazards. They started out as every 5 seconds there was a tick. Now it's every 20 seconds there's a tick.
No, yeah. No, you're wrong. You're wrong, Mosh. It's every 30 seconds now. Have you not seen?
Oh, it's every 30. Well, hallelujah. I was wondering why my miner is like actually...
They changed it again.
Well, that's great. I mean, 30 seconds is also fine with me. Like, to me, hazards are okay when they are a mechanism of clearing 0 nodes. Okay. They prevent people from clogging and hogging the system without the drama of Z-node screenshot proofs and whatever. Because that's what you gotta do in most ROE servers, right? Like you got, like on our server at least, if I'm gonna kill someone that's a Z-node, I gotta provide a screenshot showing that they were Z-node. So now the hazard does it for me, and I think that's great. When it's
Retro's right as well. Oh, go ahead, Mosh.
They also reduce hazard in under 60 systems. That's true. The amount of hazard damage was also reduced for players who have accounts that have no access to hazard resistance, which is everybody 60 and below. So all of these are great changes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need an apology video. Well, no, I mean, I think it's fine for them to say, hey, you know, we released this. It wasn't good. We understand why you didn't like it. We've listened to your feedback. We've made changes. We hope that this is better. And then moving forward, we're going to try and not make these mistakes again. That's all fine. I don't know that like I need bi-weekly apology videos from the general manager sitting in front of a camera in a studio telling me about the state of the game. I would rather he spend that time actually playing the game and not talk to me at all. Like, just go play the fucking game instead of making videos. Sorry.
Yeah. I do get that viewpoint as well, Mosh, but for me it's like this, like apology videos for like the last year. I feel like it's at least for that. Like, it's just the way that they've designed the game to be like, okay, every month we're going to pick something new, and that's the thing that if you don't have the new stuff, you can't participate, or you don't have the new stuff, then you're not going to do well in the event or whatever the series is we're running. Like invading entity only offices, or making it so that like, yeah, it's just stuff like that, right? So it's like all your progression doesn't matter up until that point. It's like you must buy the new thing to do well in it. So that's why I feel like their ethos of like how they're designing an event or how they're designing an arc, I feel this apology video is saying, hey, we get it. The way we've done it is just really scummy. We're going to transition and try to make this into a proper game. But we'll wait and see.
So was it not always like this? Where if you didn't have to do stuff,
it has been, but
so like it's been like that as long as I've been playing.
But I feel like,
was it not like that at some point in the past when you were playing?
Well, it's different now. Like originally before, like you'd have more time to like do PvP and like you'd have server wars and things like that. But like I just feel the way that they've done it in the past, which has been for like years now, so they're going to try to do something different.
So like as someone who's like new to the game compared to you, because anyone doesn't know, Mort has been playing for six years. I've only been playing for about a year and a half. I think that's like my server is like 2 years old. So like, what was it like when they released the Borg? Like the whatever Vidar arc, whatever arc the Vidar came out on, or the like Enterprise or something. Like, was it not? Hey, like I guess there weren't that many specialty ships back then, right?
No, but some of them they did give out for free, like within the actual arc itself. I can't remember exactly which ships, but or like an easy way to obtain them after, like, and they weren't specifically tied to, like, we take the Meridian for example. Like you can learn ISO 1, 2, and 3 if you didn't have the Meridian. So having the Meridian made it quicker and stuff, but it was still able to participate in the loop and whatever. And then it was like a bonus to have the thing.
It wasn't as binary as say the Revenant doing polymod. There's literally no point in trying to do a poly if you don't have a Revenant, right? Like, or more type 3 solo.
So yeah, you could participate in whatever it was without needing everything that was available. Whereas like now it's like trying to like squeeze you into a little ball in the corner where it's like, oh, you don't have a thing, you can't play.
Yeah, like the Serene Squall is a good example of that, right? Like you literally can't mine in a system. It's not that the Squall is better at it, it's that it's the only way. Did you pay us the $100 tax for being allowed to play the game? No? Okay, then you sit in the corner, wait 100 days. I'm sorry, 90 days now, because we put it in an event store. Not an event store, in the Flashpoint store, but not nearly as good as the Protector, or not as quick to, like, not as significant as the Protector, because the Protector you can get 48 blueprints theoretically max each event, whereas the Squall you can get 5 each event, right? So it's a little bit less.
Yeah, and like and Brett's right as well. Like the Franklin, Vidar, Stella, Meridian, Disco $20 battle pass.
Oh wow!
Borg Cube as well was $20 battle pass, and like,
wait, you could get a Borg Cube for $20?
Well, at that point it was when it originally released. That was the big selling point. It's like, hey, buy the battle pass. You're going to get the ship instead of like $150 or whatever it was, or $100 really in the US. You could get it with a $20 battle pass and participation.
Well, because I remember
lots of people bought it that way, and then free to play access. It wasn't too much long after that. So
I remember the Borg Cube was like $100 for anyone I ever played with, because none of them, like our server wasn't there when the Cube was released, I'm pretty sure. And then like one of my friends, he has since quit the game, by the way, and this was actually one of the straws that broke the camel's back for him, and one of the reasons he quit was he bought the Borg Cube. And then, like a week or two later, there was that promo code that was leaked that gave it to everyone for free. like this promo code that they were like, oh, it was only for people who attended this event, that they didn't put a limit on. What kind of marketing department doesn't have a counter on how many people have used the promo code? That's like promo code 101. Literally, like a flower shop sends you an email. How many coupon codes have you ever tried to put in and they never fucking work? Like when you Google coupon code for something and you try to put it into whatever website, like you're trying to buy something from, the coupon codes you find in Google they've already been exhausted because all coupon codes have a limit since the dawn of coupons. And somehow Scopely managed to find a way to screw that up, which is great for me because that's how I got my Borg Cube. I would never have had a Borg Cube if not for that. But anyway, this guy bought the Borg Cube, and then like 2 weeks later, they make it free for everyone. And then he tried to get a refund, and they just wouldn't give it to him. And that was like the first time he was like, "Well, I think I might be quitting." And then like a month later, he ended up quitting after like 2 other things upset him. So
makes sense. I mean, it's been back to back people being upset for really avoidable and silly reasons that
imagine if he had found out
in the way that they did.
It was $20.
Like the event store as well had a pit. Yeah. Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like it's dynamic pricing, Mosh. It's dynamic, right? Like
surge pricing.
3 or 4 year old content. Yeah, still pay $150 for it. It's fine. Mandatory requirement to participate in X, Y, and Z. No, you got to pay full price for that, Mosh. There's no easy way to do it. And like the picture of the Ferengi event store had like the Borg Cube in the picture as well, but it's not in the Ferengi event store, so they had to take the picture down and replace it with a different picture because people are like, hey, Borg Cube's here. Where are the blueprints to build the Borg Cube? And so it's like, how do you even build it now, like in the game, without having one or getting one for free? It's crazy.
Oh, are you talking on the current Ferengi event store?
Yeah, in the event store with the ship blueprints are. There used to be a picture of the Borg Cube there.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. One of the 70s in my alliance has like 2 cubes. Like he bought one with money and he got one through like an event store or something. I don't think I've ever seen an option to get a second one ever since I got the free one. Like the first free one. I think I'm only entitled to one. But if it is possible to get a second free Borg Cube, I wouldn't mind because I like green chips. I'm working on my 3rd Monavine, 4th Monavine actually. Yeah, I have a few Monavines. The green pickle. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Yeah, and I'm working on my 4th one. I want to have a fleet of all Monavines for territory defense. I want 7 of them. But so there used to be people could get specialty ships like through a battle pass or whatever, and then for a long time now the standard has been $100 and 100 days, right?
Well, yeah, but the other thing is as well, the other change that they made relatively recently was they locked more and more, like when the specialty ships tab for research came out, they locked more and more like other essential gameplay stuff behind it, like research or officer efficiency or speedy nodes for flying to different systems or just things that you would just want in a quality of life like feature in the game. They locked all of that stuff behind like essentially the ship paywall. So not only was the ship now full $100 pack, but also it locked all the content behind that too. So that's the other change that they made. Yeah, it's great. Like after 100 days, free to play can get access to that as well. But essentially it was pushing more towards the pay to play metric of like, oh, you don't have this stuff, wait 100 days, you'll catch up eventually. So more and more stuff was getting locked behind the ship.
Yeah, and as somebody who like came in later and was trying to get the Voyager and like didn't get any from the, like, I don't know if there were some blueprints given out in Battle Pass or whatever, but for me, hitting level 35 and then seeing that it's going to take me 100 days from the day that I hit level 35, Ops 35, assuming I do the god-awful Herogen grind, right? Like the 500 skulls a day thing. It was going to take me 100 days to get this ship. Like, people shouldn't have to be stuck in G3 for 100 days in the year of our Lord 2025, you know? And so like later on, they added it to like the Alliance store, and obviously it's in event stores and stuff. But I don't think that like Alliance store kind of helps. There was before it was in the Alliance store. But even there, it costs isogen, and an Ops 35 usually doesn't have spare isogen. There's so much research that they need to get in that tree that I just remember thinking, what's the point of this? By the time I have it, like there's no way for me to get these important and essential ships unlocked in an ops appropriate time frame as someone who is now like playing through the game in 2024. So that's something I think sometimes
100% agree.
They don't think about is like what's this going to be like a year from now experience, because they're not playing the game. They're not making new accounts. Like the guys who are working on the game, like they should have a set amount of time. Like they should all have active accounts, and they should like once a year make an alt account, and like in addition to their main account, and just like dabble in it and to see what that experience is like, because this game is it's got so many things in it now, right? And it's really hard to keep it all in your head. It like, even like for me, like as a newer player, when someone right now is like ops, if I talk to an Ops 39 player, I kind of have forgotten what are like a lot of the stuff that is important advice to give. Like I can still remember the G4 stuff, okay, and the G5 stuff, I'd say well, but it won't take long before I forget all that stuff. And if the devs and the people involved with designing aren't like actively experiencing different tiers of the game, they're going to end up making mistakes like they have, and then having to make apology videos saying, oh, we're sorry, we're going to make sure our content is available to all grades and mid-tier commanders and whatnot. But that's like to me, having to like say that they're going to actively do that is like, no, that's a symptom. That's a symptom of the problem, that you're not actively like dog fooding. You're not consuming your own product. So you're so out of touch. You don't understand, like putting hazards in every system. Like, I don't know. I feel like anybody could have told them that was a bad idea. Like, wait, my ships are all going to die? Like anyone who had an Ops 30, 40, 50 account could have just told them that was going to be unfun and terrible. Like they shouldn't need a month and a half of feedback and an apology video to figure that out. Does that make sense?
No, exactly. Yeah, and the fact that their servers and their system couldn't even handle the hazards, right? So it had to change 3 or 4 times because they didn't realize their architecture couldn't even handle it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's an issue in itself too. It's like, how do you not realize that you put 100,000 people on hazards now every single day, that your system's going to break?
Well, I'm guessing like the engineering team wasn't involved in the discussion where they were coming up with it. Like, because like, you know, that intern is busy making sure the servers are rebooted after like each arena game. Since every arena has its own little separate instance that I got to load into. Sure. And reloads all my notifications and all my all my DMs disappear and reappear every time I enter an arena. And all my, you know, because it's a whole, like going into arena is like, it's like a server transfer happening. Like it wouldn't surprise me if there's like a database migration happening every time you enter an arena match. Okay, enough.
Yeah, and the thing, well, the last thing as well is like they didn't provide a mechanism either to make it easier or more fun or better during the month of its release either. So it's like, regardless of what progression you had, ops-wise or ship-wise or whatever, the basic principle still applied. As your ship will die at the X amount of time, and you have to wait for chasers to come and hit you. Like, there's no way to speed up that progression. So the whole design of that loop was just frustrating.
Yes, exactly. And I didn't hear anything in the video about this, but like you and I talked about it, that for me, the biggest failing of the new the new systems and the new like mechanics that they've released as part of this this like multi arc is that the progression of your ship and of your account didn't feel like they had a noticeable impact on your performance in events and in activities. And by that, what we mean is like, if my ship gets better, I'm still gonna get the same number of kills per hull. Like when my Dideridex is maxed out, as I did when it was tier 8, because I'm gonna die to, like, the vast majority of damage I take is to hazards. And it's even with an impulse crew, you can't speed up how fast Suliban chasers spawn. So like in order for me to get enough to do my refinery, I just gotta send my ships to die every hour for 4 hours in a day, so I have enough to do my pull in my refinery. Like, clicking 5 times every hour for 4 hours in a row isn't my idea of fun gameplay. Like, that's like, I don't like that's. I mean, if I gotta log into my bank to do something like that, I understand, but like that's not what I think of as a video game.
All right, should we go back and watch more of the video?
Yes. Before we do, I just want to address one thing. Retro said, I don't think the hazards were a problem. They bother me. Yeah, the reason hazards bothered us is that like whether you had really good officers, really good crews, really good ships, or bad crews and ships, it didn't matter because hazard affected everybody equally. And so it didn't feel like all of the work I put into the game was doing anything for me. What does it matter? It's my ship's gonna die after like 15 kills anyway. So. Wasn't that intentional? Didn't they say they want you to like ops up?
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
So it's
but like you can't really design the game for G6 plus. Like the 10 ops levels is kind of where they're designing the game for now. That's it, right? Like you can't ignore 80% of your play base or more.
Yeah, I guess my point is like it wasn't an accident. Like they decided like that wasn't a mistake. No. They said, "Hey, look, we get most of our revenue from people in the top bracket, right? So let's encourage everyone to move to that bracket because that's the revenue generating bracket. And how do we encourage them? Well, we're going to incentivize them, and we're going to put the shiny, exciting stuff over there so that motivates them to move up. And then retroactively, they were like, "Oh, you have some problems. Okay, we're going to give you more G4 mats." Well, that wasn't like if you played the game, you would know that wasn't the bottleneck for a lot of people. It was ship parts. It wasn't materials in G4. Like improving the ship. Like, you know what I mean? Like literally everyone who's played through G4 will tell you the bottleneck in G4 is ship parts, not mats. It's a cliche. How did they not know that? They improved so there's 2 problems there. One is obviously they're out of touch since they didn't know that. And the second problem is you're designing the game backwards. You're starting like just because like it's the reason that people in the highest grade are giving you more money isn't because they're in the highest grade. These are people with the most disposable income. People with the most disposable income spend, which drives them to the highest bracket, and that's where they are. Like they didn't go there because you added shiny content. They go there because that's what's next, because they want to advance, and when you can spend to advance, you advance more. So like I don't know. I feel like they got the cause and effect backwards there. Like poor free-to-play Ops 39 player wouldn't suddenly start spending $200 a month if he was the G6 plus player. That's not how that works.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I'm totally speculating. It might not be the real reason at all, but like the part of me considers that at a meeting, somebody brought this up and somebody else thought that this was a logic. Like I've been in meetings where stuff like this happens, where like bad statistical analysis leads to decisions that in hindsight make literally no sense. So
yeah, the numbers don't change. It's just how you interpret the numbers, right? That's what it is. And
yeah.
Like you said, if you don't have somebody who understands the numbers or understands where they came from, or even if they are the right numbers, then yeah, you get stuff like that. And the other issue as well, though, Mosh, is like they've put so much stuff in there to help people progress too, like a double battle pass or just easy ways to spend your way forward, like they did with increasing your rep at one point as well, that they've sped up their economy so much now that you've got many more players sitting at the G7 wall, or up 70 wall, sorry, that they don't have anything to do. Like they can't fix that problem until they release the new content. And the fact that everyone is there, or a lot of people are there, especially the high spenders, it's like, well, you don't have endgame content. So you've kind of done that to yourself as well. So the people you've sped up through disposable income or whatever, like there's not much for them to do outside of upgrading ships or building more ships or waiting, like sitting, hurry up and wait. That's where they're at.
So my server has 7 people.
But yeah, like there was
at Ops 70. Which server are you on, Morty?
187.
Okay, so on yours there's quite a bit more. There's something like 40 people. I'm just eyeballing it. So is that sort of, you feel like something that's pressuring Scopely, like VIPs and other people who are kind of stuck there and don't have anything to do, are like, hey, give us more content?
Yeah, there's a lot of people on leave essentially in my server as well, saying, hey, we're taking a holiday, we'll wait until new content drops and we'll come back. But like a lot of our really high level players are just not as active anymore, or just on holiday. So yeah,
because I've been on holiday ever since like G5. I mean, like the augment arc, which I think a lot of like content, or a lot of the people I interact with in the community like that arc, because it was like free to play, accessible. It was grindable at your own pace. You know, like there were some events that were a little too grindy. I think most people would agree with that. But in general, like, you know, but like for me, that was around when I just went to like, I'm going to do the minimum amount I can to keep my account progressing without actually investing any real time and effort into this game. So just a question that comes to my mind is like, has STFC just played itself out regardless? Like there's only so much you can do with triangles in systems and ship types and like the fundamental platform of this game without adding stuff where the players are creating content and it's emergent gameplay, which requires Scopely giving up control. I'm not sure how much more Scopely can add. Like new systems with harder hostiles with more power creep to account for the power creep that they've given you. Like that's I don't know. I don't see it. Like that doesn't seem like a healthy loop.
Well, it's not, and they did mention that in the video as well. I'm sure we'll get to that point as well about like our stories as players and what you're talking about with emergent gameplay. Like that is important stuff, and especially for like a live game, it needs to be more player driven. So I think they've acknowledged that, and hopefully we'll see more of that in the future as well.
Brett says, I feel like they jumped the shark with isogen damage. In a lot of ways, like they added a mechanic because they wanted something to feel impactful. Because like this is what I think is the core underlying challenge of a game like STFC. And I don't even say problem. I just like, I'm sympathizing with the design, like putting your designer hat on, like game designer hat. This entire business model of game, like it's pay to win. So you need to have something that guarantees the guy who spent the money has an advantage. Okay? Because if they spend money and they're still getting their butt kicked by free-to-play scrubs, like, you know, then why should they spend money? Yeah. So, like, they start from that standpoint of, like, how do we give them an advantage? And it's like, oh, what if we have, like, first it was like, oh, this gives you more weapon damage. And then once that got played out, they'd given you so much that any more didn't do anything. They're like, oh, what if it's like a whole other type of damage that isn't affected by mitigation? And then it's like, oh, now we can sell you the defensive stat to counter this. And then it was Apex Barrier because people were dying too fast. And then it was Apex Shred because people had too much Apex Barrier, right?
Yeah, and just remember as well, all those changes to Mosh eliminated your progression up to that point. So whatever money you'd spent on the old thing no longer mattered because that was not the new thing.
I would slightly argue with that because, like for me in PvP, a lot of times, so there was a while where, because I did a better job of navigating through like the artifact stuff and fleet commander stuff, I had a lot more isolated defense than other players. And I was taking so much less ISO damage from them than they were from me. But people kind of caught on or caught up. And now it's more like, okay, we both mitigate like 90% of each other's isolated damage. It's actually the normal damage that matters the most, and ship types matter more in a lot of like my fights. So like it I think it's less that like the new mechanic invalidated the old one. It's more like you need both now. Like you need the normal piercing and the normal mitigation, but you also need the isolated damage and isolated mitigation. And you also need the Apex Barrier and the Apex Shred. Like you need more Apex Barrier because everyone has Shred. Like I don't think I personally don't like buy into the like. I think it's more of a thing that sounds witty to say than true, but I could be wrong. But I hear from a lot of people like, oh, what's the point of Barrier? Everybody has Shred. But it's like, well, now you need twice as much Barrier.
It's the time. Yeah, it's the time thing though, right? So if you release a new damage type next month and you go, here's the damage type that this person has, the other person doesn't have any of that or any defense to that. But you're right though, Mosh, after a year of having ISO or 2 years of having ISO, it's evened out again. But it's that time window between that's the issue that like invalidates the stuff before to a point.
Yeah,
but
that's
I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying as well, which is that like when ISO first comes out, there's like a 3, 6, 9 month period where people who have it have an advantage over the people who don't. And then everybody evens out, but then there's like a new thing. That makes sense. Okay.
It's Apex Shrek. So Gen X is right. Apex Shrek.
Apex Shrek. Got it.
We're waiting for the donkey barrier to come in a bit later, so
I wish he would explain what he means by that. We failed to reward long-term progression. Like, what does that mean to you?
I guess to me, it's like, well, if you're an Up 70 player, then that should matter in a sense of like when you participate in events or like there's the stuff that the big person can do that is just exciting and being like, wow, you're like the big guy, you're the hero of the server or whatever, or the big girl or the hero of the server or whatever as well. It's just like, like you're doing the same things as a lot of other people are doing as well without actually like, it doesn't matter what your number says. It's like, well, you're still participating in the daily loops and whatever.
Right. Yeah. Like
there's no, I don't know, like
your fundamental gameplay experience hasn't changed. Your damage got bigger, but the things you have to kill are bigger, so it evens out to the same thing.
Yeah, that it's like with Diablo 4 when they just had the scaling of the levels to your hostiles, right? Or your the creatures that you're killing, that they kept scaling up with you. So it's like, well, I don't feel like I'm getting stronger.
I would go from level 1 to level 2, and everything I was fighting would also level up with me. Like, I could complain for 16 years about. WoW does this too, I think now. Like retail.
That's
it's so stupid. Well, why even have the level numbers? Just remove it all. Like, what the hell? I don't know.
Yeah, that's your progression, like being flushed down the toilet. Like, the number doesn't matter, right?
Well, in this game, like the higher level guy can kill the lower level guy. Like, yes, his daily loops, his PvE is the same, but from a PvP standpoint, you
Correct.
supposedly he has an advantage. The problem is like,
Oh, it's very different.
you don't actually have a payoff for that. Like, yes, you can one-shot my base. Okay, I put up a shield. What are you gonna do? Like, like what meaningfully?
You didn't even need a shield, Mosh. Don't get me started on raiding.
What do you mean I don't need a shield? Well, I need a shield against like the 70s on my server. Maybe you don't.
No, I know. No. I'm just saying, like, hear me out, right? So there's a guy that I've been raiding for the past 4 days. So he started out at 550 trillion pass deal, right? And then over 4 days, I got him down, like, because he had like 10 million Sigma par that I really wanted. I really wanted his Sigma par.
All right, because you got to clean out.
And I was just hunting him, like, checking his base every day.
So for anyone who doesn't know,
yeah, you've got to literally zero him out.
Hold on, let me show my base. So I have right now. Let's see. Can I show it here? Yes, I have 3 million Sigma par steel. If Morty was on my server, he'd really want that. But in order to be able to raid any of it, he has to remove 441 trillion par steel, like 12 trillion dilithium, like and the 14. I was upgrading my ships today. That's why I have no tritanium. I'm literally broke. But he still have to. And the thing is, amalgam is good at getting it gets 0.1% of all of these. But as you keep doing it, then the amalgam scoop gets smaller and smaller. It's like it's an asymptote that never reaches 0. And so you end up with the actual scoop being like 50 million, 100 million. Trying to empty somebody 100 million. Like, right. It's like trying to empty the ocean with a spoon. It's so like I would rather just uninstall the game.
Yeah, I feel like doing that now after my experience as well, because I've never been a big raider, right? Like I only do it if the requirement is there, and for me, like 10 million Sigma par is 1/5 of the way I need to get to 70. So I was like, yes, this is going to be so helpful. I'm going to be amazing. So I spent 4 days, right? Probably, 8 hours, 12 hours, or about maybe more, depending. And I literally rated the guy from 550 trillion par steel all the way down to 100 billion. No, sorry. Yeah, 100 billion dilithium, right? So I'm getting close. I'm getting 700 million per scoop. 100 billion is probably another 300 or 400 scoops I'll be able to get down to the Sigma par. And then the guy comes online and moves the freaking base. And I'm like, no, I've been waiting you for 4 hours. I've gone through 2 auto pop shields. And then you come online in the last hour. I'm like, oh my God, come on, man. Just give me your pass still at this point. Literally, that's all you 100 billion dilithium left. Oh man, it's frustrating. It's like I was at the beginning, I was getting 150 trillion per scoop, and then I was getting down to like 100 million per scoop or whatever it was, and it's just so low.
Oh my God! As you were saying it, I was gonna make a joke.
Only another 300 scoops. Only another 300 scoops.
I was gonna be like, what are you gonna do if he logs on and shields? It turns out that's exactly what happened. Oh no. Disaster.
But he's such a bad shooter, right? Like I've cracked him like 6 times, and like I know that if I found him now, he would be unshielded. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm looking, and he doesn't like rebuild his stock very quickly either. So I'm looking for this guy. I'm gonna finish the job. Mosh. I want that 10 million Sigma par, but like just rating is so bad. Like I've got a 68 miner with the skin as well, so the skin turns it into an amalgam too. So I'm like double rating, hit him with amalgam, hit with the miner, hit with the amalgam. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting there. The game tricks you. It literally tricks you, because you're right. It's the never ending scope of trying to get to 0. And it's literally pretty much impossible, because like the number that you raid gets lower as their number gets lower. And it gets to the point where it's like, why am I even doing this? So I'm trying to install, but Jesus.
That's what I'm rooting for you.
That's how I feel anyway.
It's at this moment that Morty doubled down.
Fuck up.
He just decided he's just gonna go all in anyway. It's become a personal mission now.
Well, I have to now, right?
Yeah. You know what?
100 billion. All his party was gone. All his tribe was gone. Yeah.
Yeah. You just grab that spoon and start scooping like the ocean. At this point, you might reach sand. It's worth it. Do it. But that's a very good point, though. But maybe this journey that you're on, Morty, is like a metaphor for everybody else's Star Trek Fleet Command arc in general. Like, isn't it a perfect like allegory for the whole game? Like, you work and you do all your dailies and you optimize everything and you figure out like, if I do this every 22 hours and this thing is every 8 hours and every 20 hours, and if I save this thing, I can complete this heroic event that isn't really meant for me to complete. And if I like, if I hover between 4,800 and 5,200 planetary charts, I can double dip my Sigma speed ups. And then like you do all this to reach the end to get the Sigma Tritanium, and then you find out the Sigma Tritanium is a lie and you're a chump and you're just older now.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Yeah. We need some Tommy Cash in here for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's depressing, says Red. So, but you know what? Like, to take the existentialist approach is like maybe the struggle is the journey. Maybe the real friend, the real lesson is the boulders we made friends with along the way. The boulders that rolled on our face on their way down made us appreciate something.
So let's like talk more about that as well. Like thinking about my experience playing Star Trek Fleet Command, right? Like the things that really stick out in my mind are when I was like Ops 30, raiding one of the biggest guys on the server. Like literally, I joined a new alliance. We're out there. It was the event where you're hunting bases to raid bases. Like that event no longer exists. And then at like 1 a.m, whatever, I found this guy that nobody liked or whatever. And they were just like, this guy is so evil to the server, even though like the person's fine. There's nothing wrong with the person. And then I'm like, oh, he's here. We crack him. We raid him for like millions at the point because it was like early G3 or whatever. And
one of those
that's
jerks
a memory
that
that
unites
sticks
the
out for
whole
me. It's
server,
exciting.
right?
It's like we worked as a team together. Pretty much, yeah. So that was fun. And then another one is when I got raided for the first time. Like I spent all my past deal, maxed out my buildings, and then the really thing that annoys me is like it was back in the time where the survey ships didn't look like they were on mining nodes. So then I went to reset my miners before I went to sleep. I was tired, clicked the button, and it said, do you want to attack this player? Didn't read that properly. I went yes, because there was literally no player on the mining node. And this is the first time that like this bug existed. So then I attacked the player, I died or whatever. I didn't even notice because I just reset my miners, put the game down. My shield was for a day. Correct. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm zeroed out. My stuff is gone. And I'm just like, wow. Yeah. I didn't even bother trying to get it back. But yeah, and it's like I feel like yes, it was my fault for like not reading whatever pop-up was. That the pop-up was whatever. The mine had no there. So I was like, yeah, mine. So again, most of the time that's another that really stands out in me in the game. This one about raising up is another thing that's going to with me, I think. So it's not even about any of the loops. It's not about any of the ships. It's not about any of the events.
That's exactly the thing.
It's about my experience playing the game.
Like that's a thing you remember. It's a memory. Like I remember, like the time I got raided, or like the. I remember the beef that this one guy had with these 3 players who had raided him, and he was like asking for us to help find him. So I was actively looking for these 3 like musketeers who had raided this dude named Koala Bear, and like I remember all that, or I remember like the you know like my beefs with other players, and that's the most like that's the thing I wish that this guy would I hope that he understands is that like I will never forget when I was playing EVE Online and I got my first like nice ship. I built it and I was like gonna go try it out, and I went through a gateway or whatever, and I just got ambushed by pirates and just zeroed out. I didn't even get to like shoot one NPC with my thing, you know, with my like badass new ship, like a Black Ops edition of a thing that I had built. But it was that sinking, like the moment it started and as it was happening, the realization and then the loss and then like the despair. But like, that's the thing that made everything else more real. In STFC, there's no risk nowadays because like it literally takes forever to drain somebody. Um, and you can't really influence behavior or punish people in a meaningful way. So it doesn't feel like you're doing anything. It feels like the spoon you're using to empty the ocean has a big hole in it. It's not even a spoon, right? It's a fork. Okay, like you stop. Like if you're making progress, however slow, you still feel like you're doing something. But when you're like, well, this guy's like nothing's gonna change because of what I'm doing, then why would you do it?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. That's exactly the problem as well with this game. So I agree with you, Mosh. I hope that when he's talking about player stories, player-driven content, because it's people doing stuff with people. That's why a game is fun. It's not people an MMO style game like this. It's not people trying to like, I don't know, complete an event. That's not the fun part. The event is to get the thing to then have more fun with people.
Yes, exactly. Do you feel like the updates aren't providing new challenges?
Well, I feel like they shouldn't have to, right? Like the way that I feel, like my I don't know. We'll talk about this more, I guess. But like when I feel looking into an event and stuff, it's like, yeah, cool, something new's there, that's great. But it's only great for the first time until you've solved it, and then it's like, okay, that's pretty much done. So the rest of the month is me repeating the loop or trying to like get better at doing the loop, and then once you've solved it, you've solved it. So like when you take transition mining and the canister hostiles, for example, now it's like, well, in month one we did the thing, it's done. Like within a week or two, I worked out how to do it for me and what time it took or whatever. So like it wasn't a super big challenge or whatever to get there. Like I did think about it, but now I'm not thinking about it anymore. It's autopilot gameplay. So I feel like each new arc or each new thing doesn't have to be like a really hard Rubik's Cube to solve or like an impossible puzzle or something that's going to take me ages to
like
work
really
out.
hard at first.
I just feel like, yeah, it has to be different. It has to,
and slowly over time, as you get more favors and more like FC abilities or officers related to that, it gets easier. But it's like once it gets easier, it remains a thing you have. Like it doesn't get easier in the sense of like being automatic. In terms of time that you invest in it, it just gets easier in terms of knowledge, right? And so
yeah,
then it's not as like,
yeah, and that's
yeah. For me, because what I was thinking was like,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying as well. Like I've kind of lost it, but yeah, it doesn't need to be super challenging or super like frustrating. Just in general, like there's people who play this game while they're having a break from work or like they're sitting on the toilet or whatever that are playing Star Trek Fleet Command. So it's like
it just needs to be rewarding.
The other
it doesn't
part
have
of the
to be
game
challenging.
is yeah.
Like
yeah. Go ahead, Mosh.
If I feel like I'm adding a new thing to my garden and the new thing helps the other things, and over time I can go enjoy my garden and like do a harvest, like I think there's some value to letting people just slowly build up and then reap the benefits. Not everything needs to be impossibly difficult for you to feel a sense of progression. Like Minecraft doesn't get harder as you play it. Like it doesn't. But you still have a sense of progression, right? But like sometimes video games, I feel they have to keep amping up the difficulty for you to feel a sense of progress. I think ARPGs sometimes struggle with this, but like sometimes the progress can be just like through quality of life, and sometimes it can just be I have more stuff now, and that's okay. Like I can do the thing faster. It's not more difficult, but I can do it more more quickly, or I can automate it. And I think that feels good too. Like, I don't know. I like the fact that I get so much loot from armadas that I don't have to, like FTR armadas, I don't have to do them more than once a month. I think that feels nice. And I think they should allow themselves to do more of that.
Yeah, because I think, I don't know if the game's going through an identity crisis or it has had an identity crisis, but I feel like they're trying really hard to make everything super difficult for the people who are or who want that. And it's not like the majority of the player base, I don't think, wants everything to be super difficult and challenging. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love challenge. Like, I love trying to solve things and try to do things I'm not supposed to do. But like month
But
in,
only
month
when
out,
you want to do it, not when it's like, if you don't
or
do
it's like,
this
oh,
event,
you want this thing? Like,
you're punished, right? Like you want to challenge as a thing that you choose to do, and maybe it has some rewards, but you don't want it to feel
Yeah.
like a chore where, oh, you have to kill 100 augments, hostiles at level 62, and that would take you like 5 hours to do.
yeah, like look at the people who try to do no-hit runs with Dark Souls games. Like, that's a self-imposed challenge. That's something that's interesting and exciting to them. It's not something the game forces you to do, but it's something they wanted to do. It's all these like speedrun or challenges that are outside of, like you said, being forced to do. So yeah, the game itself doesn't need to like drive me or force me to play in a certain way at a certain time. Like, it's an MMO as well. Like, some days I just want to do less, or I want to like go, I don't know, just talk to people, or I don't know, do something that's less taxing because I'm tired from working all throughout the week. So yeah.
The other thing, so the thing I was gonna say, like the reason when I first paused it and said, like, do you feel like, I was just gonna like put up a counter argument that to me they have presented challenges, like, or at least I have felt like there's a new puzzle to solve for like Hurak and for Suliban and for like the new invading entities and for Augment. Like, I feel like in the last few months they have, and like before that, Polys and like the Revenant stuff and the Reliant stuff and Krenim armadas, like all of these are new things that they did that I like. It took me a day or two to figure out with the help of like the community, and then like after that it was like disseminating the knowledge to other people, and some people like are just now figuring some of that out, but that thing still exists. So as a player in an MMO, like, learning those things is a form of progression, because then you gain the knowledge, and then that knowledge helps you be better prepared for various tasks and various loops, and that all makes you feel like you're getting better at the game. I think that's all fine. I think maybe what they're talking about is more what you said, which is that there's people at like sitting at max level who literally like, I don't think like this is one of those situations I suspect where the game's developers shouldn't be listening to the literal feedback they're getting. Like, when the Op 70 whales are telling you like they're bored because there's no challenge for them, the answer isn't to add a hostile that's even harder for them to kill. They're telling you they're bored. That's the problem you should be solving, and it doesn't necessarily have to be by giving them a harder NPC to kill, right?
Correct.
I think that
correct.
like, you know, more dynamic world and more PvP based, like star-based deployments and fighting over systems, or something where like the server has to work together as a whole, or people get split into teams and they compete against each other as teams, you know, or people get picked teams. Oh, I want to be on like team green or blue, and then you have to like, I don't know, like things where it's
Correct.
like,
and I've done that before as well.
A level 70 shows up to help you, you should feel excited. Oh, the warlord is here. Like, oh, like we have like this guy is now going to help us. Like, that's a way to make those guys feel rewarded without necessarily adding like, oh, here's Apex barrier. This hostile reduces your weapon damage by 1000% every time you fire a shot. Like, no, I don't need that in the game. Like, stop.
Yeah, and when you take like things that are continuous as well, like in World of Warcraft, where you got like the PvP capture the flag zones or whatever, and that's something fun you can participate with X amount of people at any time, right? Like, it's like, hey, let's just do a 5v5 or whatever. Like, that's what they try to do with arenas, but it's something that could be done at any time. So it's like, where's the content that isn't specifically about like whatever the loop is, but about like just a generic thing that you can just do to have fun in, like just a generic way to have fun? Like, where's that?
Yeah, like a realtor race or something where I don't know, like you gotta visit every system with a realtor, and the first person to finish it, like announce a start time of like 7 p.m. or something ahead of time, and then like it's a rally race, okay, and like maybe it's like alliances compete, right? Like every player can only do one jump, and so like it starts at 7, and like there's a hostile in this system right here, right? And I kill it, and it drops one loot item, and I gotta carry it to the next system, and then somebody's gotta kill me and then take it to the next. I don't know, some sort of rally race where each player can only do one leg, and so an alliance has to take it from here to like I don't know somewhere in an op 60 system or something. And then it's like every time you do that once, you score a point, and then whichever alliance like carries the most batons gets a cosmic. I don't know, like you could come up with better stuff if you spend more than 30 seconds on it. But mini games within a game are okay.
Yeah. As well, like we've seen time and time again where APAC, like the time is not good for anybody or the majority of people in APAC. So that's a thing that they need to kind of pay attention to
you
as
all
well.
should just be
Because
rioting
maybe
every
APAC
day.
has the least amount of players is because the time's just not good for people. Well, I try to, right?
I
Like,
told Ultravinica
we
as well.
lose players because like our resets are.
You guys having incursion start at like 1 a.m. is just atrocious. They just need to change that. I don't even like feel like it's worth discussing. It's like literally do it. If there's something I can do to help protest, I'm down.
Yeah.
I got my pitchfork, but to me it's like an obvious thing. They gotta move APAC incursion time. That's obvious, and reset time as far as I'm concerned. But I understand there might be limitations for that. But we know they can move incursion time, and we know they can because they've moved arena start times. So there's no reason why incursions can't do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And there's got to be a better way to find a good time zone or a good time for people to participate in, because it's standalone content as well. It's not starting that early does not change anything else. So definitely makes sense to me. But yeah, we get shafted all the time. Yeah, cool. He's talking about incursions.
That's a very lofty thing. It sounds like they're listening to like what you and I bitch about. Maybe Scopely actually listens to Fleet Minds, but like I worry about their ability to deliver on the things they're saying here. Like this is very lofty to me. I don't know. Maybe they can do it, but I don't. Like looking at star bases and looking at territory map, I'm a little bit skeptical, to say the least.
Yeah, and that's where I keep coming back to the like eternal optimism or whatever. Because like I start out like I did with Flashpoints as well, so excited and just like positive and like it's going to be good. Like they've finally found a way to fix the thing, and then literally for me, like what a week, 2 weeks in, like they broke me, right? Like I was very angry and very just
that's why you should never
it.
have expectations. And just be negative from day one, Morty. You can only be. No, that's not good. It's cool for like people should feel like they can be positive and optimistic without getting slapped emotionally.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about like star bases and assaults and stuff like that, I think the concept had legs, but then when they came down to the monetization of it is where they broke the thing, and or the value of the actual thing. Like doing an assault in isolation, like don't even think about the rewards or whatever. Like it's a fun mechanic, right? Like
Yeah,
was
we still do it.
enjoyable
People on
for
our
me.
server
Like
do it because it's like a ha ha to the other alliance. Like it's
Correct.
sending a message. And yes, it does steal some resources. It does affect things a little bit. But like you hit the nail on the head.
You
though.
had your star base out and you got slapped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The problem is the way they measure success is through packs bought directly attributable to a campaign. Like the entire game is run like a marketing department. And I don't mean this in a negative way. I've worked in marketing and like I say this in the sense of like the way marketing works, like most marketing departments, they have a strategy, right? But they have like campaigns that are designed to deliver that strategy. And each campaign has ROIs and metrics, and you gotta like measure conversion or lead gen or whatever it is that campaign was designed to do. And you have to tie the spend to the result. And that's how they measure and manage marketing spend in most companies. And the way Scopely does arcs is like, whether intentionally or not, is literally the way most companies manage marketing campaigns. And like that's why there's an arc runner, and that's why there's like events and calendars and there's like I don't know, like just like the fact that this apology is coming out now.
Events, right?
What's that?
I'm just saying the heroic events are like, hey, buy this thing. It's marketing.
Yeah.
Like buy this thing, you have more fun. You'll get more.
Yeah, like the events are designed to get conversion on a specific item. And that's all. Like I'm not necessarily even saying that's a bad thing. But when you measure success through those individual like granular metrics that have a one-to-one mapping between feature and pack bought, you end up devaluing everything else that enhances the game overall, because you're disincentivizing your designers and your devs and your arc runners from doing anything that doesn't immediately translate to a sale. But you can't run an online persistent world through the lens of monthly conversion campaigns. You have to have some stuff that is like just enhancing the overall gameplay and experience so that it benefits the company as a whole. So like when he's talking about I don't know, like this is I think why we don't see improvements to the fundamental base of the system. Like what they're doing now is they saw the revenue come down. Player feedback was like, we were unhappy with these things. That's why we're playing the game less, or we're spending less. And so as a result of that, they're devoting some additional resources to performance fixes, service stability, like bug fixes, etc. So they're literally increasing their overhead on those things because they feel like not having them is preventing them from getting revenue. And that's fine. That's good. That's a good change, right? Like recognizing that like they had been under investing in those areas and they should invest more. I have no problem with that. But fundamentally, they're gonna miss stuff like a dynamic territory, like even our arenas. I feel like drive more revenue than is directly attributable to a campaign or arc or a pack. Like
sure.
The fact 100%. That like having like I don't know, like arenas influence the way I do things in a way that I don't think their spreadsheets can measure. And like if territories were more dynamic, it would have a similar effect. Or if star bases were more valuable and important, it would have a similar effect. It would increase engagement and it would increase spend, but not in a way that you can very cleanly tie a line to it. And I worry that like they'll never understand that. I don't know. That was a very long
so my
spiel.
Player experience with
Did that make sense to you?
My player experience with arenas. No, it did. It did, Mosh. My player experience with arenas, right, is before arenas, I did nothing PvP. I didn't worry about base rating or any PvP stuff. Arenas came out. It was fun, right? I was getting my ass whooped a lot, but I was like, okay, what do I need to do here? And then I turned and looked at all the PvP research. I looked at all the PvP officers, and I'm like, these have value to me now because I want to be better at playing arenas. So that's kind of shifted my entire gameplay. Even though I'm free to play or whatever, that's fine. But I'm sure that happened to a lot of people where they're like, oh, we're going to invest more in offices, Forbidden Tech, Chaos Tech. And that's where the spend comes from, is to purchase those things or to work towards those things through in-game resources to get better at the thing that is fun.
Yeah. And the guy who did the arc where arenas first came out isn't going to get any credit for that. But that's Forbidden Tech that you upgraded
No.
like this month. So I think that what I'm saying is I think that's probably the core of the problem. Interesting. Oh. When they say updating the client, do they mean the way the client holds information or like doesn't hold information and every click has to go to the server? Because if they mean that, then that's going to dramatically increase my my experience. Like if I can click stuff and it just loads, I mean, like I should just know what officers I have. It shouldn't take a loading screen, right? Like it, I don't like when I go to the events page, it shouldn't take loading screens. If they can pull that off, I'll be pleased. But if it's anything other than that, like they make the loading screen take 1.9 seconds instead of 2 seconds, no, they're missing the point.
The other thing, if you want to pause again. So the thing they're talking about is the G3, G4 player progression, right? Like we're talking about this for like a long time now, where basically when they first closed G3 off, we were like, okay, well, what happens now to the people who start the game tomorrow, like, or you who started the game a year ago or 2 years ago? So I think they're finally getting back to the point where it's like, no, we need to design content for the entire game and not just the G5, G6, G7 players, because that's where they were going before the start of this year or whatever, or even now. It's like, here's content specifically only for the high-end late game player, and everybody else gets a suboptimal battle pass. Here's a lot of promo codes. We'll try to give you more resources, and we'll try to just make you ignore the early game content, get to level 50 or level 40, and now you start the game with everybody else. So I'm glad that they're going back and thinking about, okay, new player experience is actually important. Player retention is important. Let's try to get people working on the early game content, because like there's going to be people who start the game today that want like an experience that's good for them in the early game, and not just being told, hey, ops up to level 50, now you can start playing the game.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be like keeping an eye out starting September on like what that actually ends up doing in the game, and we can try and keep track of it and see if they actually do anything on that front. I'm a little bit skeptical, but it will be interesting to see what they do to make G3 and G4 players feel like they exist.
Maybe it's time for me to start a new account.
maybe I don't know. It will give you something you can feel like you're making progress on, instead of hitting your wall against Sigma speedups and whatever it is your bottleneck is now. What do you think that means? Like, what's an example of something that's going to reward core progression that we're going to see before the end of the year?
I don't know. Like, would be like operations level. That's core progression, because everything else kind of doesn't matter when you think about it. Like if you ops up 10 levels, your old chips don't matter as much. I mean, officers still do matter, but the way they just keep having more officers come out that replace old officers and then just power up.
Yeah, or like how many
DB's
officers
kind
do
of
you
saying
have?
it as well. Archiving stuff or like core progression of the independent archives probably is something that's there, or finishing a loop and having it complete. That feels like core progression, but yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
can see the
maybe it's
archives.
ops based.
Uh, Archives as a way of like tying tying the knot on something and marking as finished. I would love to retire the Stella and never have to think about it ever again.
Yeah, same.
But before any of those, I just want bulk refined for my faction store. And he's not talking about that. And like I feel like literally that would make the biggest like just give us bulk refined for the faction store. That would like cut 30 minutes from everybody's gameplay of an activity they don't enjoy but feel they have to do. I don't know why this is a debate. I don't know why it's taking them more than 1 month to do this. Like literally, it should be drop everything else and just do this first. Like they've shown there's a good model for it. Everybody loves bulk refine in the refinery. I don't understand why it's not done for the faction store. It's been 2 months. Like it should not take this long. Just do it. I hope they know they should do it because I've never even heard them mention or promise it. That's the only thing I like. If I was in charge of the game, that would be number one on the backlog or on the feature list. You think they mean new swarm exchange?
And they've still got.
So like for things you've already done, like being able to like feel like, hey, the fact that you have a Max Talios or whatever, like you did all that Borg stuff or Swarm stuff or Stella stuff. Like we're gonna add level 60 exchange and that stuff. Maybe level 70 X Borg. Yeah, that should have been done. I mean, I would love to see that stuff, even though I hate the Franklin and never want to build one ever. But just this idea that like you didn't waste your time in all these things that you did. Like more than a weekly Voyager event, I gotta send my Voyager to do a thing. Like that feels dumb.
Yeah, and if anything, that's more annoying, right? Like the fact that
I'd rather not have anything
now
with it. I'd rather completely like retire the ship than give it a token thing I got to do once a week. Why do you hate the Franklin if you've never used one? Because it's like costs too much to get, and because the whole swarm like loop is a bait. Like I just think it's too many people like ended up wasting resources on it, and then the payoff just wasn't there. It was like the Devore. It was like the illusion of actual like progress and payoff without any real payoff. All of this stuff that they're saying, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, the other thing is as well, it's the community feedback that they talk about, and again, like what community, what feedback, how are you interpreting this information, because like we've seen in the past that their interpretation of feedback is not always what the feedback intends to be, and like you've said that as well earlier today. So like how are they going to do it in a way that makes sense? Because you can't make everybody happy, right? You just can't. And then if you grab feedback that then annoys the other portion of the player base, it's like, well, what are we doing here? So what feedback specifically they're going for, and like how are they going to interpret it? I think they're my two biggest worries, because you can kind of turn the game into something that is not what people want by listening to specific feedback or interpreting it in a specific way.
Yeah, and there's always the risk of like giving the players what they ask for, but not what they need, you know? Because
Yeah.
like players shouldn't be designers of a MMO. Bad things happen when you do that.
No, because we don't know what's coming around the corner, and we don't know what we need.
What, like, to me, the way MMOs, like, the core thing that makes MMOs work is the game presents you with an obstacle and a source of friction. Ask you to overcome it. You can do that with great difficulty or not at all, but usually with great difficulty. And as you improve, as you progress, that difficulty gets reduced or immediately like halved or whatever. And that feeling of like, this thing that was really hard for me, I used to only kill 3 swarms with a hull. Now I can like, or you know, like I'd get 2 kills per trip. Now I can get 20 and be done in 1-2 minutes. Like that change is where the fun happens, where the magic happens. Oh, I'm in a system I can kill 5 hostiles at once. Like that's fun. Where before I used to have to kill them one at a time, right? Like, or oh, I can just queue 9 hostiles in a row and then AFK, sort of. All of those things are sources of fun. So if you ask the players what they want, they don't want the unfun thing in the first place. They just want to be able to do everything easily, always. But as soon as you give players that, then they actually stop having fun. I don't know. It's a paradox.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Like there needs to be like some challenge, some design, some frustration to like overcome and then feel rewarded and things like that as well. Like it can't be completely player driven, because then who knows what we get, and then the game just becomes meaningless. Well, that's how I feel it'll happen anyway.
This is a lot of lip service. Do you think this is like, this makes people happy? Like the people who are commenting on Discord that are unhappy whenever they read a post or something about like how much they appreciate the community. It's better than not saying it, but do you think it, like, I don't know, does it make you feel like more
Well,
heard?
the video itself, yeah, the video itself makes me feel heard. It does, because like they're talking about key fundamental things that we've been talking about for a long time. It's like, okay, new players, how do they progress? The stuff I do like feels bad a lot of the time, because it's like, well, you're just changing everything up day to day, and there's no like core progression there. And like my stories matter. Like I said before, like the stuff that I found enjoyment with and the stuff that stuck with me is stuff that I've done in the game without the help of the game developers forcing me down that path. So it's, to me, and when they're talking about updating the client, I really hope it does mean that we'll get a more responsive game, because if you're spending 4 hours a day or less or more or whatever, you don't want that experience to be tarnished by the button not working or the hostile disappearing or Kiyashara breaking or something that's just silly that shouldn't happening. So it makes me feel heard. It's going to be a wait and see, though. Like, again, everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's good that they're responding to the negative feedback. It's good that they're making changes or have already made changes, like to the flashpoint and to the hazards. Like, I'm a fan of those. It's good that they're trying to communicate. I think I kind of always hate their videos, so I'm probably not the best judge. Like, I just can't stand their tone or half of the patch notes that they write or their blog posts. Like, I just think I could do it all way better.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
so, well, we've talked about that before. It does look like, I was reading this. I've invested in officerships for these events. Was it wasted? This means just Flashpoint events, but I wish it meant for the whole game. I wish that it meant Like
Yeah.
when they say your investment holds value, officerships will remain important for future events and features, and upcoming updates will place greater emphasis on rewarding past progression. Like they have this formula where for the first 3 months after they release a new loop, there will be events that reward you for being good at that loop. But after the 3 months is over, like we're never getting another Krenim event. Like it's just not ever fucking happening. Okay? Like yes, you will still be rewarded for Krenim just from the loop itself, but there won't be another one. And I have like all this like X-Borg stuff that I can do now that I don't think is ever going to be like, I don't anticipate there being an event where it's like, oh, wow, you're really good at killing Zindi. Like, good job. You know? Because the Revenant obsoleted the only value that Zindi had, which was like, or the NX had, which was like the 150x multiplier, but then the Revenant has a bigger multiplier. So that's the ship now that you do for like Chaos Attack. But even the Chaos Attack event is gone now because it's been 3 months after the thing released and free to play can get it.
Yeah, the release of the
like literally their entire pattern has been
and the
release the thing to engage with the content. You have to pay the $100 after 90 days. If you have literally focused on this game as if it was a job and been dedicated and min-maxy for 100 days or 90 days or whatever, you will now gain some benefit for the next 3 months. After which, that's it. Like 180 days is like the cutoff point for any value from that new thing. If they're saying they're changing that, I think that's massive. That's huge, and I applaud them for it. I don't know if that's what they're doing.
Yeah. No, I agree. If that's the change, like, then this game is very different, 100% different from what it was last month. If they're working towards something like that, then it changes the fundamentals of like their value system. It changes how the game is going to run. It changes what your month to month looks like. Like it just changes the game. Like it'd be a new game after if this is what they're talking about.
Like how big?
Maybe it's not like the month. It's a systemic problem. I feel like this is a systemic problem that's been happening for years, and now they've got to the point where they can't keep doing the same thing they've always been doing, which is release a new pack for people to buy to allow people to progress in the same way or get the same value out of that pack, right? So I feel like they've got to the point where people have bought what they're going to buy, and now like a lot of the people who used to buy stuff aren't in the game anymore or have left the game, and they've probably realized maybe we can't deal with this attrition. We've got to try to keep people here or change to a different model to make it sustainable. Like when you look at, I don't want to call people out specifically, but there's people that this month have just quit who have spent up to the $10,000 Exola limit. Jesus. And like they're people that the game can't afford to lose. So yeah,
right,
it's a systemic problem that needs to change. So the Exola store, I think, like has a $10,000 daily limit. So people have spent $10,000 a day in this game and got to the limit who want to spend more money but can't, which again blows my mind because I'm not in that position. But they're the type of players that leave the game as well. And then when those people leave, it's like, well, okay, we've got a problem.
Any of those people want to support my only patats? I'm here. I'll wiggle. My server is actually like the 6th most active server in the game, apparently, according to STFC.pro. The most active one is actually server 711, which is a very new server, right? Created June 2024. It's about a year old. My server was created December 2023, so 6 months before that. Another, like, it's very interesting to me. June 2024 and then December, but like the second most active is 2019. Like, how does, but there's another 2024, 2024. It does seem like there's a lot of 2024 servers here. But I don't know. I don't like. Is there somewhere we can see the active player numbers? Like when I think like Rev showed it in a video or something. I feel like I saw that. Do we have any numbers anywhere?
Is that on the main page of STFC.pro? I can't remember. I don't really look at it myself either.
There's a
But when you think about like players
daily
coming into
new
the game,
players, but that doesn't tell me much.
can you change that graph at all?
No, not that I can see.
Okay. But yeah, like APAC, we haven't had a new server since I don't know when the last one was made, but like there's nobody coming into APAC anymore. And like we're a big region. So it's like, what's going on with APAC players? I mean, I keep coming back to the same thing, but
well, are your servers
can't
full?
they get
like, I
attrition
think they launch new servers when, I don't know, I guess maybe like, I guess APAC player base isn't growing overall, or they would need to add new servers eventually, right? So
yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm looking, Brett. I'm looking for total active players because, like, basically, some of the stuff they're saying is such a one interpretation of them is such a monumental change that I'm almost wondering if there was like how big of a drop did they experience? Because that would be like it seems very significant. Like, I'm looking for a reason for it, but I think we probably is there anything else you want to say about this video and this apology, or should we move on to other stuff?
I think we've pretty much covered the majority of what was said in there. I'm looking forward to August now, September when the changes start, just to see what happens. And
just so you can be disappointed.
If it's what no, I don't want to be. I'm optimistic, Mosh. Don't disappoint me already. Like, okay, they got my hopes up again.
Yeah.
So
I just want to like.
Maybe I'm too forgiving.
No, it's not that. I just want to make sure you don't get disappointed. Be cautiously optimistic. All right, Morty. Like that's.
Yeah. Thank you. I will be.
All right. So let's talk about this sort of Chronicle of the Ascendant events, because I feel like this is the second month that they've done it now, where we have this meta event where there's like 5 days of I see it as challenges, right? Like day one was building upgrades and faction currencies, like, but only the newer factions, like not X-Borg and stuff, but DTI. DTI is still in the bucket of like it's new enough that it counts as valid. And then like the next day was like ships and like specialty ships, and especially like the newer ones like the Reliant and the GS31. And then the day after that was the one that just finished, which was fleet commanders and planetary charts, and I guess armada directives. So that the main difference this month is that last month you could only spend materials from your grade and higher, whereas this month it's like all materials score points.
Yeah, correct. And the ship upgrade one focuses so much on Borg cube tier. So like you tier the Borg cube up once, basically you finish the event, which is interesting in itself. And Gen X is right. Officer Depot tokens for the one that's finished just before pretty much is the way to like smash that one out and get good scoring metrics there. But then again, it pushes it back to like the hoarding mentality of like.
I got first in mine, and
on the Officer Depot tokens.
Well, most of it wasn't from Officer Depot tokens. Most of it was from con skill points and leveling up Sloan. That's where I got most of my points.
I see.
So like con skill points is 6,300. Sloan is 6,600 per. So if those fleet commanders aren't max for you and you can level them up, or in the case of con, you can just keep doing the 3-star mission over and over again. But I also have a Reliance, so that could be part of why. I had Officer Depot tokens as well. I only had like 160k this time, whereas like last time I had 400 or 500k. But yes, these also helped for sure. Planetary P1 planetary charts, you can get like 10 million points from this, but that's all. Like, so compared to my overall score, that wasn't a big deal. Directives, I got a decent amount of points. One epic armada was like 4 million points, which is pretty good considering I literally never spend Epic Armada directives unless there's an Alliance Tournament task that I'm desperately doing because I didn't find something better. And then the other trick with this event, for me anyway, has been not actually using any mats for any of the events until the very last one, which is the one currently going. And this is the one where you can only score by spending mats, right? So, and it gives double the points because it's a 2-day event.
Yeah, and you're right. The big change was like having it be all generational spend, because last time when it was just your generation only, that was really hard to try to get 140 million points with G6 only spend. It's just like I didn't finish it. I couldn't do it. But now that you can do more, like the G6 or the generation, the points are less, but you could try to achieve it. Like it feels more manageable. But then we run into the other problem as well with a lot of these spend events is people build ships, upgrade ships, max ships, and then can't scrap them if you're like a G6 player. So we've got the overhanging problem of G-flap scrapping not existing in the game currently, where a lot of people have maxed out their...
it better be.
That'll be out in September? Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, because like they can't build more ships. They've bottlenecked themselves.
Just make like a million augers and die of carpal tunnel. Because even G3 gives points now.
Well, the quality of life upgrade that I think would be really cool as well after the other ones that they've done is the bulk ship upgrade, right?
Well, just one button
like
tier up.
Or max tier of ship with one click. Like,
yeah.
Correct. Like, why do I need to go through each individual step to do each individual
XP also. Just let me bulk upgrade XP. Like, they have these good ideas and they do them
not a thing
in one place. And it's like, if your game was built well, you'd be able to, for like 10% more effort, do it in 100 times as many places because that's how computers work. Okay? Like once I format one column, I can copy the formatting and paste it on 100 new columns. That is how computers work. Why is it that STFC doesn't work like that? When they add sliders to one place, there's still 79 other places that don't have sliders. Just add sliders everywhere.
Well, the other thing that keeps coming back to my memory as well is the bulk research upgrade, right? Remember how they talked about that a few months ago? That they're doing bulk research upgrade where you click a node further in the tree and then it does the ones previously.
I remember it, but I forgot about it.
Yet, and they announced that months ago. Like, where's that? Like, what happened there? Like, what broke? And yeah, they've got the sliders now for artifacts, right? So you can
what is this?
Bulk convert all your artifacts, which is great. Like, if you wanted to.
This is just UX hell right here. This is like every designer.
It is.
If I were to show them this and like explain what's going on, they would just have an aneurysm. Like what in the what?
Yeah.
Just let me select from and to. Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You could replace 30 different things that are in a subtab of a subtab of a folder of a subtab of an accordion with one screen that says convert X to Y. 2 pickless could solve this entire conundrum. 2 pickless and a slider. Please. Yep. Don't make me click a million times.
The emphasis on that is about like flashy graphics, right?
I don't want to reverse engineer the stupidity that led to this travesty. I just want to forget that it exists until the day they fix it. I'm trying to be more constructive. So
yeah, exactly.
How do you feel about Mbenga as a G6 player? Is he someone that you feel like, aside from you want every officer, you want to max out every officer for Pokemon reasons and also for all the intangible reasons or the meta reasons of like blah blah blah. For just as an officer to put on a ship, how do you rate Mbenga?
Okay, so his ability, right, which he's not a captain, like we barely seen captains in the last 6 months or however long it's been.
Stay positive, Morty. Stay positive.
Anyone who was a captain just doesn't exist in this game. Oh yeah. Okay, so his ability is ISO defense up to 800% at rank 5 versus flashpoint hostiles and flashpoint invading entities. Now, it's very hyper specific to that flashpoints, and if flashpoints is being put on hold or removed, then where does this officer sit? How does this officer be used? 800% ISO defense, great. Like ability as a thing, great. Like it's an officer ability, so it's going to take up a slot of something else. So you have to kind of work out what's more important. There'll be synergies with current existing captains for Strange New Worlds. I do like having more ISO because the game has really put an emphasis on ISO damage on PvE. But the versus Flashpoint hostiles and Flashpoint invading entities is what worries me. I don't know what's going to happen or where the value is. And when he's not during a Flashpoint, like what is he doing on away teams? Is that what he's doing? And then the second ability, which is the war is not over. It's restoring shield health up to 10% on rank 5 when fighting hostiles. So I think a restore shield and hull health build could be pretty interesting. Like Squareplay put a blog post out around builds around that. So it'd be fun to test out to see, can you survive for a lot longer because of that? Who knows? It's could be fun. But again, like for me, this officer, as a free-to-play or as someone who would be low spend, the ship officer ability, 150% ISO defense, it's not going to do a lot for you compared to like Joachim or Pelia below deck, and he's taking up an officer slot. So for me, he's like a mid officer. But again, if you max him out, he could be fantastic. So again, there's differences there.
So I noticed that his his bridge ability goes all the way to 800%. That's even more than Joachim, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it's only versus Flashpoint hostiles.
It's the biggest ISO defense in the game.
He's a science officer, so he takes the same spot as Sam Kirk or S31 Giorgio, or any of the guys that give mitigation for a ship type. It's a little bit unfortunate. I would have preferred him to be on the engineering badge, because that's like the Pelia Hammer slot. Pelia, Hammer, Unichin, Riley. And like that's always the one that's hardest to get synergy from. Right? So that's like,
yeah.
I mean, at 500% is the first time I would consider putting him on the bridge, because that's when it's like as good as Joachim. And I know that you can use both of them, but like, and I know you can basically have infinity ISO defense. But right now, what's actually killing me against the Flashpoint hostiles is more their regular damage. For my ops level, for where I am, for like the officers and officer stats that I have, like Paris isn't enough mitigation. So it's their actual standard damage that erodes my hull more than the ISO damage they do. So for me, this is a lower priority. I'm still going to get it because it's an SOB and that's what I live for. Potato number 1. But but I don't know that I'll use him a lot until he's like tier 4 or higher on the bridge.
Yeah, and that's why it's hard to kind of talk about some of these officers as well, because like what does your account have? Does your account have not enough ISO defense? Like, will this benefit you there? Maybe, maybe not. Like, have you not done the mastery artifacts, or do you not have Pelia maxed out? Do you not have Joachim at all? Like, these are the things that will change the decision of whether or not this officer, because you got to think about it, is this good for me? So in terms of the officer providing ISO defense, if you need more of that, great, fantastic.
That's why I asked, like, as
I don't need him currently.
And you wouldn't use him. Like, when would you use him? What tier would, like, if, obviously, I imagine if you had maxed, maybe you'd use it.
Maybe commander tier, 800%. Yeah, I think so. But like where I am in the game at the moment, like I'm killing 66 rare Hurek Armadas. Yes, not the 70s. That's fine. Whatever. I'm getting enough rewards from that. It's fine. I'm killing the hostiles relatively without too much issue. Just takes more time to kill more hostiles. But yeah, a lot of the time it's the hazards that are killing me quicker than I'm dying to the hostiles anyway. So, and I'll only get him really probably the unlock, maybe tier 2 if I do really well in the spend event. But at tier 1, 150% versus a Pelia below deck or a Joachim below deck, it's not doing anything for me.
Yeah, I think for, like Red said, for like lower level ops, because you can get this if you're like ops 30 something. That's a lot of ISO defense for someone who
Mhm.
has no ISO defense. Like Pelia at max is 100%, right? But you're not
Correct.
going to max Pelia. Whereas at tier 1, 150% on the bridge, and yeah, you're head and shoulders above everybody else. So that's cool. Like that's an example of an officer that's better for lower levels, I guess. Um, his below deck ability is cool because, like, with Carol Marcus and just like either Janeway or SNW Pike, mostly SNW Pike
Mhm.
crews, like you can very quickly get to 0% hull damage taken until your shields run out. So shield regen has really cool synergies with that. 2% is
Mhm.
kind of low, but it's below deck. But also, like in G6, like below deck slots aren't. I mean, on a G5 Epic, you have full slots, but even then, I don't know that I'll be able to fit him. Also, because like,
Yeah, the
honest.
thinking about things.
Go ahead.
Mhm. Oh, like the Cerritos shield recycling. Like if that research worked properly, like there's more shield repair
Wait, what do you mean
coming
if it
from
worked
that.
properly?
So like the interactions with buffs and other ships as well. I don't know if it does or not. Like there's the shield recycling ability on the Cerritos. Where is it? I'm looking at your screen, Mosh. You're going too far. Yeah, shield recycling, bottom left, next to holographic imaging. That's the overcharge one. So I think that repairs.
This just says increased base shield
Well,
health.
adds more shield. So like, yeah, it's
But I know the Fortify has
So
a shield thing.
Yeah, interactions with like specialty boosts and bonuses as well. Like, can you get to the point where like your shields just like never deplete and like you survive a lot longer? So I can see there could be some really good uses for this officer and like some interesting interactions that can come out of it for the below deck.
Now I want to find
And
it.
yeah, Brett says it's never worked since 2021, and Brett's been salty about it since then. I don't know how like there's no way to really test that, is there? Like I don't know how to prove something is the way it should be. But then that's where the trust kind of erodes, and it's like, well, the thing I researched, is it doing what I paid for?
Yeah, shield recycling. I mean, that's just a bug that should be escalated or whatever. But there is something here that says your shields regen when you're max fortified, and I'm trying to find it because I've now fixated on this. Shield HP.
There's some research stuff in Xborg store as well with the favors that do stuff around shields and hull, I think, and PvP and whatnot. So there's multiple parts of the game that have repair for shields or repair for hull. That this becomes part of that, where this officer is now another thing you can add to that to see if you can survive a lot longer. So
Yes,
could be some interesting things come out of it for sure.
but the thing I was gonna say about shield repair is that it usually is like after the round, right? So against Flashpoint hostiles, the armadas are over in one round. Either you're dead after one round or they're dead after one round. But it's like maybe two. Some people it's like two, but it's especially with SNW Scotty, like I'm killing everything in one round. And the vast majority of the gameplay right now, because they've amped up damage so much, like the way you be efficient in PvE is you want to front load the shit out of damage. That's true in elite solo waves. It's true against Flashpoint hostiles. It's true against invading entities. Even their like RSLBs reward damage per round. Like it's not about like if your fights are going 5 rounds, you're doing something wrong when it comes to crewing. Is basically what I feel is the PvE meta right now.
Yeah.
Like the way that I look at it. If I look at a combat log and my ship took more than 2 rounds to kill something, I'm like, can I do something about that? How can I fix that? Because that's double, like 2 rounds is double the hull damage. That's half the kills per hull, right? Than 1 round. So that kind of devalues officers like Pick Hugh and way devalues things that are like 2% shield regen at the end of each round. When my deflector, my chrono deflector is 30% shield repair for the first 3 rounds, but fights only last 3 rounds anyway. So what do I care, right? But yeah, like at 10%, I think he'll be pretty sweet. It's just he's an epic. Like maxing out an epic officer before you can use him.
Oh, ages.
like good, especially a new one that isn't in transporter patterns and doesn't have any other sourcing. Like, good luck with that.
Yeah. And like what loop going forward is he going to be a part of, and then how long is it going to be to get the ship, or what do you need to do to upgrade the officer? Like looking at Chapel's in the Squall loop now, so you're going to unlock her through that basically.
And she's rare. Like you can max her out.
Yeah.
The positive rep for her is
Quasi and Alok too.
Yeah, I did see those. Ship space hull health like below. That's I don't care about this. Like her bridge ability for rep, it's good. It's like you put her and Felon on the bridge. Okay, great. But I don't have a problem grinding rep anyway. Like rep is pretty easy these days. And if you have a maxed Chapel, then I don't know. Do you is rep a thing for you right now?
No, my rep's maxed as well, but
like I know a lot of people who have all the reps.
This
maxed.
is probably a G7. Yeah, I'm one of those people as well. This is a G7 officer. Like when the rep gets to be trillions per level or whatever, you're going to want the extra 450% with Felon, with whatever else provides you extra rep, like the exocomps or whatever, to try to get through that as quickly as possible. So this is just a extra tool that players are going to have when the new content for the new generation comes out. For me, it's not a current generation thing.
It's a future investment thing.
Yeah, you've already got Felon. Well, again, it depends. Yeah, it depends though. Like if you're a new player to the game and you get this in your first month or whatever and max her out at 450, then could be the quickest way to source it through the Serene Squall. So again, this could be like a catch-up rep thing for players at low ops level 2.
Yeah, so I actually unlocked Mbenga today, just from finishing one of the SMSs. And I think part of that is because I have so much efficiency from, like I have 40% Strange New Worlds efficiency. So I only needed 93 shards instead of the 130 that they're now Epic Officer used to be 100, 110. The new ones are 130 because they added officer efficiency to the game. Which, why?
Correct. And then
just why?
You're talking about hostile scaling again, right?
Yeah.
Like your progression doesn't matter.
It's like raising all the prices by 100% a mandatory
thing to bring it back to where it was,
and then giving people a 40% discount. Like, god damn it, stop it! It's on sale, 40% off. Woo! Okay. Constructive,
so again,
positive,
it's like a 2 officer
educational.
Month. Yeah, 2 officer a month. 1 officer is good for the loop. Maxing Mbenga would be pretty cool. And I feel Chapel is a future officer for future investment. I feel that's where she's going to have the most value. But again, if you're a lower player who only has the 450% from her, then it's probably still going to help you.
I'm thinking about getting my Walk Carol to tier 3 with some of my event store currency. I'm getting a lot of Augment Ferengi exchange tokens from these SLBs and SMSs, so that's helping me out. Even though I think I missed a Ferengi SMS or something, or I'm not getting the Ferengi Battle Pass this month. But I now have
and they brought back the the opportunity lockbox as well, like that mechanic of, hey, if you want to get more, then you've got the chance of getting more officer shards, and now it's Strangely World Scotty instead of the other Scotty that was there before, and then more event store currency as well. Again, everything's like a Dabo chance pool, so there's a chance to get like 0 officer shards and just more event store currency. So I mean, I'm not a massive fan of that, but it's there if people want the chance to kind of gamble for more. And the event store is like event store light as well, so
you're guaranteed to get
everything.
Oh, there's only a 40% chance of getting officer shards each pull. Oh, gross.
Yeah, exactly.
Gross. This is where I dislike that Mosh is a min-maxing efficiency machine. What do you mean, Red? What specifically did I say that the Carol tier 3 thing? Ryan already has Carol tier 3. I'm just trying to catch up. Oh, winning all the SLBs. Yeah. Well, each bracket can only have one of me, and I'm the me in this bracket. But I had some tough competition this one. I still do. Like, I don't know. The guy that's number 2, like you can see, he's only 50k points behind. Whoever wins this last event wins the whole shebang. And he made me sweat. Like, he destroyed me in the artifact one, the artifact / specialty ship one. Because while I had saved up all my new mastery artifacts, he had also been doing that. And he started getting shards for them sooner. So, like, I tried really hard and I got to 420 million points for that event. And then he just scored 100 million in the last hour or whatever. He went to 500 million and just blew me out of the water. It's helping you get able. Yeah. Red has an alt in our alliance as well. So there is a Flashpoint ALB right now that he's riding our coattails. Like, there's Legion and there's like the next alliance. And we're not even trying, by the way. This is just people passively doing just completing their SMSs. We're actually no longer number 1 on the server. There's been some drama on my server, and like the guys we had gone to war with before, like their big whale left, and there's been a massive realignment of like big players. To the point where last time I checked, we are no longer the new federation is actually number 1 because they got some of the whales from FOV joining them. So crazy stuff. These are the 2 biggest whales on our server now, 7 billions. So they have technically higher power than us, but we still smoke them in ALBs and stuff.
Probably both got vengeances.
Yes, they do actually. They literally both.
Yeah, well, you're good at scoring points.
Well, we just have a broader base. So we don't have a lot of big spenders in our alliance. It's mostly like I'm on the wrong screen. Like, if you look at our roster and go by power, like we have a pretty big group of like ops 60s and 50s. Like our curve is pretty smooth, right? Like, there's not like a few people disproportionate. Like, even at the top, we have a 4 billion, and then we have like just like 3 people at 2 billion, 2 people at 1.5 billion, a bunch of like, and then between 500 and a billion. There's just a lot of, like, it's a good spread, right? Whereas if you look at some of these other alliances on our server, like this one, for example. 7, 6, 2, 1, 1. Okay, they're kind of smooth now too, because they had a merger of 2 different alliances. But if I go to this one, okay, ignore everything I said. They've also gone a lot of. There's just been a lot of realignment. Like, all these guys used to be in a different alliance. This player, like these guys are all new. Literally joined this week. So it used to be pretty hollow at the top in QB. So there's a lot going on, apparently. Our alliance is just mostly drama-free, has stayed out of it. But okay. Sorry for that tangent.
We've had a lot of people... No, that's fine. We've had a lot of people leave our alliance as well, and some people have left the game recently as well. So it feels very tumultuous. We'll see what happens with us. So yeah, the event store, the Ferengi event store. So again, we've got multiple event stores. So we don't want to confuse the event stores. We don't want to confuse flashpoints with the transition loop either. They're 2 separate things. Yeah, there's a way to get materials and resources. So yeah, I'm probably going to get Sigma Par and Ore with everything I've got this one, just because that's what I'm lacking, and I want to get to 70 before the 70 content comes out, because I want to be there. That's my goal now, just get to 70. Everything else doesn't matter as much. Ship parts, bit disappointing that we didn't get the GS31 ship parts in here, considering that free to play now has passed that threshold. I'm guessing potentially next month we'll probably see GS31 parts in some form or fashion. It's a really great ship. Everyone loves it. It's going to be good. Then we did get some additions, I think, to the store since last time. Like we got the more offices added, and I think maybe one or two other things got added. But it's hard to know because like when you've got the event store Lite, which is the Ferengi Exchange event store, you don't have the new tab bucket that they've had previously, which is saying, here's the new stuff we added in a proper event store.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's kind of like stuff's here, not everything's here. Like there's no Borg cube. There's probably some other stuff that should be in the event store for catch-up mechanics that aren't there as well. The offices as well, like quite limited to the new offices, except for we don't have last month's offices here, which I don't know if they'll come the month after.
Like
or not, who
SW
knows?
Scotty, I guess.
Yeah, like Scotty is the one that I'm thinking of. I mean, Dachok's there, but Dachok is kind of a useless officer at this point.
And T'Pring is just never going to be in the store, right? It's always going to be just
for the
Syndicate.
loop is. Yeah, correct, because she's a syndicate officer too, which is weird. Like, why did they change from the Orion officer set now to putting a Strange New Worlds officer there? Because that's how they were booting out the Orions, was through Orion Syndicate, which
because it's the Strange New
that's a whole
Worlds
other
arc,
thing.
and that's it. It's the Strange New World arc part 2, and the game is done 1 month at a time instead of cohesively. Sorry.
Yeah, so there's no, that's fine. Yeah, like there's booting upgrades here as well. Like the War Room stuff is great, love that. Also independent archive building upgrade parts, love that as well. That's great. Lots of good efficiencies and stuff there as well. This is only month 2 of it, so again, basically what they've done is each new month is going to be a new currency, which obviously like spend all your stuff for this event store this month. There'll be something new next month. But the big part is like, okay, what is the rewards that you get for participating in the loop, in the battle pass? Does that equate to what a 3-month or a 2-month proper event store looks like? And are they going to update this regularly enough with the new content that you normally see in an event store after 3 months? That's the other big question. And if the answer to both of those is like similar amount of loot and stuff gets updated regularly, then great. It's kind of the same thing as what we had, except it's just formatted in a different way that they can play with more and make more money off of, or provide the ability for people to get other stuff through a normal month. But if it's not, and like this is what we see, and there's no new changes, no new additions, and the currency for free to play is a lot less than what you would normally see, then it's not a great change. So we'll just have to wait and see, because it's only month 2. Give it some time, let it breathe, and we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, I don't know how, if like I kind of liked, I don't know. I'm sure I'm in the minority, but I don't like having an event store every month. I liked it when it was once every 2 or 3 months because it felt special. Even though it was less, like I think it's better for the game when it's like, ooh, oh, like you're gonna be off 35 by the time that next event store comes out, so like you'll be able to get your Defiant then or whatever. Like I just thought that was a cool thing. And like an event store month was a month of celebration. Oh, it's an event store month, I can get stuff, and people would like also feel more rewarded for spending during that month because you got more event store currency from spending. I don't know. This is probably better for players.
No, I hear you.
I don't know if it's more fun, you know?
Yeah, and again, like, is this designed to be like a permanent catch-up mechanic? Because like the event store way that it was before was exciting. It's like, cool, what's coming out? It's been 3 months now or 2 months now since we've seen an event store. Like, what's in there? Like, is it going to be something cool that like has only been spend only, is now is attainable? Like, it just you waited and you got excited for it. Like, I agree with that mindset as well. But now if it's like back to back, and I look at this event store and I go, okay, cool, parts for ships that I can upgrade. Or do I just get materials? Then it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, and I'm just like dreading that one day I wake up and I realize I didn't spend my currency, like one of the 17 event store currencies that are all active at once, and forgot to spend, so I lost it. Like that's just gonna happen to a bunch of people. And when we had an event store every 2 or 3 months, we also got more points, so I could get, like, I would get, in an event store like this, I would get the Dolomite, I would get the Orbit, I would get the Primary upgrades, and then I would also get the Relativity ship parts, and I would get like maybe another ship part like the Eviscerator, and then I would still have enough to go in here and go to officers and be like, I'm gonna tear up my Savick. Like you could get those other things, but now I'm just gonna get Dolomite and I'm gonna get like the Orbit Battalions, and I'm gonna be out of currency, like, or I'm just gonna get like enough to tear up Carol once, and then that's it. Like, I don't know. I have 170k, and I think that's more than most people will have, right? Because I'm winning SLVs, and I don't know that that's as exciting. Psycho gives a different.
It kind of
Sorry, go ahead.
puts you in the. Hmm? Yeah, well, like you have to time your spend right. Like if you're getting less and you can do it every month, then like okay, I get a little bit now and a little bit later. Like it's not the big. I get heaps of stuff this month now because it's an event store month. It's like I get a little bit over time, so that changes the way. But go ahead.
Nothing. It's just for me, like I feel obligated until you get like the Dolomite stuff maxed. I guess I feel like it's you're obligated to get it every time there's an event store because of like the efficiencies and whatnot. I guess I'm actually done with that now, so maybe I don't need it anymore. But until this event store, I literally needed to get the Dolomite, so it was a required thing. So then I just had less. Like what's left over wasn't exciting, because officer shards aren't exciting unless they get you a whole tier, and primes aren't exciting unless they get you a whole new research, or at least half of a good research. So that's another factor. But Psycho is actually giving a different perspective. So he's, I think, Ops 39. And he says, as a low level, it's nice to move progression along. He likes the full event store every 2 months, and I'm fine with the limited Ferengi store in between. Yeah, so like having, like in the off month, having like a small event store, but then still getting the proper event store the following month, I think is cool. Maybe that's why they did it, because they're going to do a 3-part SNW arc, and then there's going to be 1 Giga event store. And so in the meantime, to keep us happy, they're giving us these Ferengi ones. I don't know.
That's the question, though. Will there be another event store, or is this the event store?
Yeah. I don't know. I've been thinking about.
We'll wait and see.
I've been thinking about this, like Officer Depot tokens, and I feel like basically, like as good as it is, it's kind of invalidated transporter patterns, right?
Yeah, it has completely.
I want a conversion of transporter patterns to Officer Depot tokens, because every time now that I go and do an officer poll, and I get a bunch of officers that I already have, I'm kind of sad because all I'm getting is transporter patterns, and there's only so many things you can get with transporter patterns. They just feel like I feel dumb for having maxed out my Beer and my Dane and my Garrett every time I get a bunch of those shards, and I'm like, oh great. More shards for useless officers. Like why even have this? Just merge them into each other or something. It just feels like clutter at this point.
Yeah, it's exactly the point that I ranted about for like half an hour on my previous stream as well, Mosh. Is like the core progression of getting officer shards is converted into transporter patterns that are now meaningless. Like once you max out all the officers in the transporter patterns, which doesn't take as long as they used to, basically any officer shard that you get for an epic or a rare just does give nothing. So, or rare gives XP, but officers, the rare ones, the epic ones, sorry, you're getting transporter patterns that you can't use. So there needs to be a way to go, okay, if you're going to keep that mechanic, have the conversion of, can I convert my transporter patterns into officer XP or like the depot tokens or to something else that has some meaning to the game, because that's a core fundamental part of your game is extra shards of officers. They get converted into something as an excess. So you need to reward players for doing that still, because
you should never punish players for completing something.
And if you're no longer doing that,
it's like, oh, now that you've maxed out an officer, you're not getting like. I just like. When I'm getting stuff, I should be getting stuff. I don't know why that's hard to understand.
Yeah, And they took away, like, they introduced depot tokens because people were sitting with like 10 million transporter patterns that couldn't instamax whatever officer gets put in there. So they're like, okay, we need to keep this a way to monetize this currency, and then they can use it as a generic currency. But again, you need to convert the old stuff that you've kind of disregarded into a way for the future stuff.
Yeah, they need to remove these. Like I guess that it would be unpopular.
Flows on.
Okay, like they need to remove these and put them in officer depot tokens for a much lower price, and then change the conversion of like maxed out officer shards into depot tokens at a lower rate or whatever they want. But they need to stop having duplicate, obsolete garbage in the game. Like, it's too much clutter. When we say quantity over quality, it's because we're overwhelmed by the clutter and the millions of things, 80% of which are like only a little bit relevant. Like, this stuff is still relevant to me. I haven't maxed all of them out. I still gotta like max out a hammer, but I'm getting shards for him anyway. So I don't really feel inclined. Like, but anyway, there's officers in here that I can tier up. Okay, I know you and like Ryan probably have them all maxed out already, but like for me, there's still stuff in trans. They sort of did a whole revamp with the dailies and got a backlash from it, and so like they took the long lesson. They executed a good idea badly, and then probably have decided never to try it again. And that's always my worry. Like, officer depot tokens are great, but you executed it badly by not merging transporter patterns into it. Maybe if the generous interpretation is they wanted to see how it would be received, and I think it's safe to say it's been positive. We like depot token. Even the UI is good. Like the way they've grouped them is much better than transporter pattern spending. Okay, we like it. Now convert the other stuff, put them in a folder here, and just get rid of transporter patterns and replace them with officer depot tokens. Tune the conversion in whatever way makes their bean counters happy, but clean the shit up.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And there's still officers that aren't in either, that aren't obtainable basically
what are some of those?
Like, maybe for good reason, I don't know, but Tau?
Oh, that's
like,
for a reason.
Again, I don't know if it's I know that's for a reason for sure, but like, what are the other? Some of the old Isogen miners. What was her name? There's some other like rares and other like uncommons and stuff that just aren't anywhere obtainable. So just making sure that if that's what you're doing, then like Mackinnon, I think I can't see is Mackinnon.
I've been getting
obtainable
Mackinnon shards
in
somehow.
a process anywhere at the moment, or
because like I recently got her upgraded, so I think it might be in the augment store. Is she uncommon? Common? No, there's Leslie and Hendorfer here, and Darwin and Hadley, so that was cool.
Which I'm glad they, free Darwin and Hadley. I'm finally happy I've got those common officers in my game, 7 years on or 6 years on or whatever. But yeah, it's not a perfect system. Like, there's stuff that they can add to the officer depot tokens, but they need to fix the transporter pattern issue. Your guess is as good as mine, Mosh. I don't know where you source it from.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'll have to look it up in the sourcing.
Crucible of War.
Maybe Crucible of War.
Crucible of War. Ryan Domo.
I was just also checking Galactic Recruits because, man, I keep getting Dane and Beer shards from Galactic Recruits. It's so it's so I don't know. It's like first world problems, right? Like, hey, you max out a really good officer, and now like, but it just feels a small disappointment every time. Or yeah, for sure. I think I've said the whole cleanup thing enough times, but I would like them to clean up the OA store as well. That's another one where the currency, like, yes, you released a new updated version. Yes, it's probably good, but do we really need, like, couldn't you just like convert this to the new currency, like, and make it so that, like, I don't know. I just This is too many folders deep. Too much. I want the game needs some
and it's really easy to
some
miss stuff.
pruning and some simplification and some merging and some cleanup. That would help everybody, I think, even if they don't realize it. It's the kind of stuff that bothers people. It's like when you're been in the kitchen cooking for a while and your fan has been on and you've gotten used to the noise and you don't realize it's there, but then somebody comes in and turns it off and you're like, oh, it's so much better. I feel like the clutter in the game is like that. The players aren't going to give you feedback that it needs to be removed, but I'm saying it needs to be removed. And then once it's removed, people will feel like they took a big dump and they're now 10 years younger. Maybe not. Maybe not as good, but it I don't know. It'll be like a freshly mowed lawn for a week until they add 75 new currencies.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So we do have the other event store currently running as well, which is the Flashpoint event store. So that event store is currently the only way to speed up certain things like the building. So the building is there, and then the 3 and swirl blueprints too. Like, it's weird. Like a maximum of 5 as well for one event store. That's 2.5 days, and then over 2 flashpoints, that would have been 5 days sped up from 100 days. So at 7.5K as well, it's the same cost as it was for like an officer shard or like the building upgrade as well. Like so it's interesting. I don't think the number was right, or maybe it should have been more like the NSC.
So like the reason it's less,
but whatever. Who knows what's going to happen now because Flashpoints is kind of going away.
Well, is it though? They're still having the events. No?
Well, I don't know what's happening next month.
Oh, shoot. I really hope they don't actually make it go away. Because that would be... I feel like that's a mistake. Like, we didn't like it because the events were too hard to do. Like, you fix that. Now let us have the rewards.
We're used to the mechanic now, and...
It's like the same mistake they made with Alliance tournaments and arenas. Like, we'd rather have the reward than not have the event at all. Even if it's like crappy, just make it not be crappy. But a crappy thing is better than nothing.
That's correct. And like,
what I was going to say is
it's one of the only ways.
The reason we get less blueprints for the squall from the event store is that we're getting 2 blueprints a day from the refinery. We didn't have that with the protector, but it still feels worse. Even if the math ends up being the same, it feels worse. And I don't know. I haven't done the math.
Yeah.
People feel shafted.
Well,
5 blueprints seems like...
If there's only 2 flashpoints per month...
Yeah.
Yeah, like if there's only 2 per month, that's 10 days over 2 months. So that's that doesn't feel fantastic. But yeah, besides that, like the fleet presets as well, like people have been saving up for a fleet preset probably since day one. I know Ryan saved up for it. Ryan got the fleet preset here. Other people trying to follow in Ryan's footsteps potentially now. Who knows what's going to happen with this event store or the currency in general. So what do you do? Do you spend it all now? Do you wait? Do you hope? So people trying to save up for that, who knows? It is a good spot for it. Like clearly it's something that people want, fleet presets. So I definitely would try to work towards that if I had more value on that versus other things like Transient Forge.
In the apology video, like, will there be Flashpoint event stores? Yes or no? Like, not, oh, you invested in officers. Is it going to be useful?
Yeah. Forge Foundation stuff, like, upgrade the building. That's great. I like that. What I've been doing now is just the artifacts because I see quite a lot of value in the mastery of the artifacts, getting speed ups, materials, and ship parts every day. So I've just started converting all my event store currency into upgrading my artifacts, like the storybook, ritual gong, scroll, and the sextant. So,
and this is,
but yeah, and like they did change a few things as well with.
I was just gonna tell my viewers this is tradition. Once every 2 weeks, I show my artifact building to Morty, where he sees I have artifacts that are all green and ready to be upgraded, including the new mastery ones he was just talking about. I could click this level up button, but I won't. And I'll just let him look at it. Sorry, keep going. This gives me joy.
To yours. Yeah, I know. Like, I look at mine. Mine says it's max, 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 and like again, different playstyle and different pace and stuff. But yeah, yeah, I see value in upgrading the mastery artifacts. Like for a daily conversion for G6 player, it's great. Yeah, and officers in there, like yeah, DeChock, I don't really care about, and having Carol in there, DeMarco's good, so that's good. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see if they're going to get rid of.
Like, if you were in my shoes, would you buy DeMarco shards? My DeMarco's at tier 4 now. So I need like 900, a little under 900 more shards. I feel weird.
When you think about
30 more shards,
the
what is that going to get me?
Your officer efficiency bonuses, right? So with the Reliant, you max out the bonuses, then basically you've maxed out DeMarco, yeah?
No, I already have one tier of it. Where is it? Exile. I don't think I can even see it. It's one of those I gotta tier up my Reliance some more before I can.
Yeah, the ship. That's annoying too. Hidden locks towards stuff that you don't even know about. Like for me, they hid the ship material favor until I was up 66. So I was just like, what is?
It's the Galaxy Quest. I have one tier in it, which gives you 5%. So someday, far into the future, I can get up to 50% efficiency. At which point, I won't need any more DeMarco shards, baby. I don't know. I don't want to do the math. It's confusing.
Like, yeah, if you did get that maxed out, I think you probably have enough shards.
Yeah, like in theory, or like does 50% efficiency means? Let's say you need a total of 1,000 shards to get an officer fully maxed. Does 50% efficiency means I now need 500 shards, or I now need 666 shards? I also don't think I'll ever like. I'm guessing level 5 is going to require tier 18 Reliant, which I will never have. Like literally, I will have moved on from this game or have died before I have a tier 18 Reliant.
That's fair. There's a chart for it. Like I don't know the math off the top of my head, but there is a chart for it.
For everyone else,
if you wanted to speed up DeMarco acquisition, then
DeMarco is, like Brett said, really the best thing in there. DeMarco is probably still the best officer in the game. Like if there was a tier ranking of officers, DeMarco would be tier S. And the only other officer that I can't think of another officer. Like what would be another S tier officer in this game?
Any of the below deck state officers, morale.
Oh yeah, the Voyager below deck guys,
because they have the
DeMarco and the Voyager,
and then
the trio, Neelix, Belana Torres, and Harry Kim.
Yeah, and Joachim as well. Like, I think he's in between S and A. He definitely is now pretty
Joachim
much on
as A
all my below decks, and
he's like, I don't know. I guess you could art. There's not gonna like the reason I say DeMarco is S is because there's literally like you can't do a content. It's impossible for you to do. You get DeMarco or you put DeMarco on that ship, you can now do it. Like you can punch up 2 or 3 or 4 ship tiers just by putting DeMarco on a ship and like
fuck you, need of garbage.
Thank you, regular. Whereas like Joachim probably lets you go up 1 tier or something, but it doesn't like enable you to do something that was literally impossible before. Whereas like my Revenant with DeMarco, my Revenant is 400 million strength. I did more damage than 2 1.5 billion revenants combined from like 2 G6 players that have much better research than me also. Their damage combined was less than the damage of my revenant, and they were using the Jash Symbiosis crew. Like, not a bad crew. I was using Picard, Beverly, DeMarco. And my 400 million revenant outdamaged their combined 3 billion strength revenants. So, like, it's just ridiculous how much more damage you do. SNW Scotty is the same thing, but it's only for flashpoints. But he's equally like impactful. Savick,
yeah, which brings it down from an S.
Yeah, exactly. But like Scotty would be A. Savick is same thing, like probably A or B, because it's like, well, she's probably A because her below deck is also very good. But her limitation as a bridge officer is solo waves or waves, I guess. So just like a snubby Scotty.
Yeah, and they design officers. Yeah, and they design officers primarily to have one function. Like, yeah, the other function exists, but like that's not really the main focus of the officer. So
DeMarco is a bit of an exception, right? Because like you still want to use her below deck. I mean, she's not. There's Itchip and Tuvok
PvP
and Impulse Speed,
and
then it's DeMarco, right? With your below decks? Oh, Joachim, sorry.
Yeah.
Itchip, Tuvok, Joachim, Impulse Speed, and then she's like the fifth best thing I feel like I can add to the below deck of any ship. So her secondary is like,
and if you're on like an
ISO, like almost her secondary is like A tier, but her primary is S tier.
Yeah, exactly. And for what you're doing, like sometimes it'd be better or sometimes it'd be worse. It's just dependent for PvP, of course.
Yeah, Ryan argues
that
so
Chen
is
both
also
the stores.
S tier. You could argue that about like Pike Moro Chen is very similarly chance like from the beginning of the game.
Well, it's the Pike and
till Ops 50, PMC is like the S tier of everything, and after that, or you know, aside from that, like DeMarco has equally transformative, like because reducing hostile damage by 96% is pretty. It does let you do stuff you couldn't otherwise do, right?
Well, the S tier is the Pike or the Picard, right? Doing that bonus to the officer ability, so they're going to be evergreen to be on any PvE style of ship because they're boosting an ability that is already good.
Yes, that's also true. But I would say that the Chen is also unique. Like Talan and the Ferengi one aren't.
Yeah.
It's that threshold. Like because Chen has base like 25%, getting to that 96.5 or for Q hostiles to literally 0 damage is a threshold.
Yeah, it's true.
So
that is true.
Well, we could talk about like we should do a separate stream where we literally just like
we should.
Yeah,
I was thinking that a tier chart of like get all the officers a little picture and we could talk about it more.
Yeah, Ryan and I have been talking about it. He was looking
fun.
at like exporting some of the images and trying to decide like because there's so many officers, it might be like we might have to limit it to a subset of officers of relevant ones, and we were trying to figure out what officers to include, what not to include. Maybe we'll start a group chat and the three of us can talk about it. But the reason we were talking about all of this was because of the current event store. Because it's one of the things we try to do in this show is the current things that are going on, give people some strategies or some or talk about how we think about it. Maybe it helps others. So we already talked about the event stores. We talked about we were talking about the Flashpoint store. And my game's bugging out a little bit. I apologize. But we were talking how DeMarco is one of the best things in this. I'll also just repeat that the new artifacts, each shard is actually only 1,000. So while they do take a lot of shards to level up,
pricing wise,
the price is decent.
And when you max pull something in the store, we know currently that there's a cooldown after. So if you time it right, potentially you can pull more of what's in the store than actually is there. And then if you grab like a 10 pull when you've only got 1 pull left, then you'll get a 10 pull. So if you work it all the way down to whatever and you've got a 1 chest pull, but you've got 10 lots of currency, do the bigger pull, you'll get more than what your limit was supposed to be anyway.
What was the limit for the
workarounds
forge?
for the actual store itself.
Was it 10 or 20?
20.
Okay. So what I was supposed to do is get to 19 and then do a 10 pull. I only did 20 this time.
I think so. That would be the... Yeah, if you wanted more. But again, like for me, the forge itself is a building. Like there's diminishing returns on that as well. Like, yeah, you get to 45 and you get your daily transition or your transwarp token or whatever to get into the specialty systems. But increasing ISO damage, PvP apex barrier, like a lot of that stuff kind of is going into the big ocean, the drop in the bucket type of thing. And then increasing mining speed as well. Like, again, at some points, it's like, okay, you're going to get enough anyway. But then the Serene Squad is supposed to replace that regardless. And the scrapping speed stuff. So until we get G5 scrapping, that's probably when it becomes super important. But at the moment, it's increasing a little bit here and there. So, yeah, I don't know. The building's all right, but I feel like it's not my main focus anymore, upgrading this building.
Well, once you get it to 45, you start getting those daily tokens. So that's... But I guess it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But that's at least a
milestone. And you
get
the tier up rewards as well, like every 10 levels. Yeah. Like every 10 levels you get the drop or whatever it is with that research, the forge reward claim unlock. So you get that extra chest pull. But again, like unless you have a good drip of the dust, you're probably still quite a while away from upgrading that research to then get the extra bonus from upgrading the building.
Yeah, I was able to get a lot of points in the Ascendancy event from the Forge itself. It's one of the few buildings I had that I could upgrade because like everything else was ops capped. So that's why I still I got it to 34. I guess I can get it to 35. I'll probably get a token at 35. But I was showing Brett he mentioned Pike Moreau.
Yeah, you do get tokens throughout.
S&W Scotty crew, and that is literally one of my presets. So it should actually be this. There you go. It's what I use for them because they have so much piercing. Wait, I don't need Paris. What am I saying? They have so much piercing that you'd actually don't need. Paris isn't enough, whereas Moreau is just flat 90% and it disables them. So that's what I use.
Yeah, and that's like Brett's saying as well with DJ's basically saying G5 scrapping's not coming to next year. I mean, things can change, but again, like he literally talks to most of the people in the company. So I guess like that's probably something we can
track record on this stuff, right?
Bank on a little bit, but yeah, so which would be quite worrying for some people as well, who basically the only way to do spend events is to build ships. So that becomes the big issue. And then the other issue from that becomes if
what
people
kind of
start
a
saying, hey,
madman
let's
would
just delete the
building
ships in our base if we can't scrap them.
Only what kind of demented person would just make multiple of the same? I don't understand these people. Sorry.
Yeah,
at least they're G4, so I can scrap
those
them.
are G5 ships in your...
Yeah.
Correct. So a lot of people who are getting to that point where they literally had to add more hangar space because people couldn't build anything. So if we're going to start saying, hey, let's just delete ships, then what if that change becomes permanent and then scrapping as a mechanic just doesn't exist anymore in general? So there's things that can happen from having both outcomes on that. And it's not players' fault at all. Like, this is the way that we've been kind of taught to play the game, is to build ship, scrap ship, get points. So if the game itself is too slow to bring that mechanic out, like that's not...
I don't get why does G7 need to come out
now already
for G5 scrapping? Like, scrapping isn't a developer intensive process. They just need to just do it. Like, people just need to go to the Discord and complain and be like, I need hangar space and I need a, like, I really like to scrap my ships. I wake up every morning and I dream about putting my ships in the scrapper. It's how I get through the day, and I can't live a fulfilled and self-actualized existence without G5 scrapping. Just go tell him that, and tell him you won't spend another dime until you can delete that stupid Katinga. I don't even know the name of this stupid shit. What is it? Vorcha. Be like,
Well, it should be. Yeah, it should be in the game already, right? And I think it was intended to be in the game already, because when you look at where you got the second scrapping queue visual like months ago, so realistically, I think when they added the additional hangar space and added that second queue is when G5 scrapping should have come out. But clearly something went wrong, so it's been delayed, and it could be like delayed. Who knows how long it's delayed for? Because I guess like they're going through the whole value of currency and the value of like player progression and all that kind of stuff, and they're trying to factor it all in. Because maybe they unintentionally made the mistake with the jellyfish and making that a positive scrapping process where you get more materials by scrapping the jellyfish, which is unintended, because like
I don't
scrapping
think,
was to
personally,
yeah.
I don't think stuff like that actually moves the needle on their revenue. Like, I could be wrong. But I just maybe like the whales on my server are just extra dumb and extra rich, but these guys don't do any of that stuff. They literally spend, like, people who spend 10,000 in a day. Like, I'm sorry, man, they're not upgrading and tiering a jellyfish and then like scrapping it to save money. Like,
No,
it's you and me that are doing that, and we were never gonna spend that money anyway. Like, removing the jellyfish scrap cycle as a mechanic does not increase the amount of packs bought. I don't think. I could be wrong. Maybe there's people in between that actually would be affected by it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm agreeing with you as well. Like, and when you look at like the sales of the Serene Squall, primarily they were people who were trying to upgrade a Vengeance, right? They were the 70s who didn't actually need the ship or need the mechanics from the ship, or the artifacts that they provided, because a lot of them had that stuff already. And then when it was spoken about that, hey, you can get blueprints.
Maybe I should.
No, the Serene Squall does.
Oh, okay, the Squall. Yeah, okay, never mind. The Vengeance doesn't even have like a refinery or anything. I bet it's just a fuck you. I have this amount of money type of ship.
It's Darbo tokens to upgrade the ship, right? So like you have a pool that you can get ship parts out of, and maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. So it's not. It doesn't work for anybody at the moment. The Vengeance is a weird thing.
Darbo tokens to upgrade the ship? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, it's not worth. Well, in my opinion, it's unless you want to be like the top player on the game and have everything. Like, I feel that it's not worth like really going hard on a Vengeance, especially when it can be beaten by GS31
it's not worth it.
Sometimes max ball cubes.
I'll say it without shame. That ship's not worth it.
It doesn't feel like it. And yeah, it's got a jump drive or whatever, and you can summon ships with it. But when G7 comes out,
have a daily claim of instant regret that you can get every time you use it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so when G7 does come out, like unless the Vengeance is still relevant, then it's kind of like, well, it is a transition ship, right? But what are we transitioning to, and what are the requirements going to be? And we don't know that either. So maybe it's a ship that's not needed. So like when I was transitioning without the jellyfish, like I didn't get the jellyfish for ages after, like I still managed to progress and go to the next area. I didn't need the jellyfish to do that. Yeah, it would have been a little bit easier if I had it, but
it's something to work towards while they're building the next tier of content, right? Like you wanna put something like that people can see, but is really hard to get, but they can like work towards or think about getting, so that it's like, oh, I haven't finished everything because I don't have a jellyfish or I don't have a Vengeance, so that they can't be like, I did the game. You can be like, but you don't have the Vengeance. Like a reach achievement, right? I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, status symbol like Psycho Justice saying as well.
Yeah, that seems to be more what it is. I wish, but the jellyfish was like more of a, like the next thing to work towards, right? After you had your 34 epics. So I guess the Vengeance isn't really that, because that's the kind of thing I think the game needed. But the Vengeance is more of a, hey, do you have? It's a status symbol. It's the Apple Gold Watch edition. The jelly was also never that great either. Okay, then yeah, it should have been. I don't know. I'm projecting my own fantasies of game design onto people who don't care about their game's health. That's me. That's me in a nutshell.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, we still play this game every day. I still play this game every day. And like my goal is to get to 70. Again, like that's what's driving.
I won the game already.
Now,
look, I made the Enterprise D. Like the coolest ship in all of Star Trek. I have it. I created it. It's here. I can look at it. I can spin it. I can watch it gain XP. I maxed it out. It's tier 12. I did it today. There you go. I don't know. Maybe the Enterprise E is cooler, but this is my favorite ship because this is the this is to me the Picard ship. I'm also watching Picard the series now again for like the third time. I'm on season 2. I'm really enjoying it.
Like the actual Picard series?
Yeah.
Not like Next Generation?
Yeah.
What's brought you back to rewatch?
It's been like 3 years. So like it's once enough years have passed where I've forgotten some of the stuff, I can watch it again and re-enjoy it. It's great. Getting older and like having a shorter memory, you can really enjoy shows. Like I'm rewatching House. I'm rewatching Picard. I recently rewatched Sherlock. They don't have to make new shows. I just find some old ones I already enjoyed and have forgotten about and watch them again. Not just nostalgia.
I'm in the same boat a lot.
They're good shows. They're like well-made TV shows, and I enjoy them the second time for a lot of the reasons I enjoyed them the first time.
I've gone back and I'm rewatching currently all the Scary Movies. So, like, just going back to see like Scary Movie 1 whenever that was released, and like, missing like all these jokes when I was a lot younger, and just not even remembering all the jokes either. Like, there's some really great movies, the Scary Movie ones. And Naked Gun as well. Like, I went back and watched Naked Gun 1, then Naked Gun 2.5, and then 33 and a third, or whatever the names of those were. But they were great movies, even for their time as well. Like, really funny, and I just like going back and
I watched The Hunt for Red October recently. That's a great movie. A Time to Kill. I've been watching all the classics, but I only wanted I brought up Picard because of Star Trek. Have you been watching the new season of Strange New Worlds?
Yeah. I haven't, no.
I haven't decided how I feel about it. I have high hopes, and I'm not unhappy with the new season, but I'm also not. I don't know how I feel. I haven't been vibing with it.
Well, we've got a Muppet episode right already, and we're only season 3. Like, what else did they do that was a bit different? Like, it feels things that are more like gimmicky than progressing like a really interesting, intense story, or like a single. I don't know. That I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment too much on it. But they're kind of pulling at strings from that.
They've understood that they need to add the fun back into Star Trek, and they're like that episode where this is I think episode 3 of the current new season, where it's like it's a holodeck episode. It's like the first holodeck episode I think they've done, where La'an has to solve a mystery or whatever. There's one scene in it where the holodeck character that is played by Uhura's actor gives a little spiel about what that fake TV show means to people. That's so good. Like, that gave me chills. I love that. Like, because it was talking about I probably should have just prepared and played the audio. Like, what people finding something they can connect to and identify with and project onto means for people. Like, even if it is just a silly TV show. It's like the essence of why Star Trek is such a good thing, right? it reminds me of stuff like the Borg, the Picard Hugh interactions or whatever. Like there's certain things that like where they just hit the note, or the musical episode or the Lower Decks episode where they just hit the note perfectly. But then there's some other ones where I don't know. I'm just not like, I feel like the rhythm is off or something. Maybe it's just all the lens flares that distract me. I don't know. Strange New Worlds is like, for me, it's hit and miss. Like it's good, but it's also not good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that episode where they went back and had Captain Pike with the Romulan crisis in the original series, and how that played out versus what Captain Kirk did back in the day as well. So that was a really cool episode. Yeah, I will watch them all. I think I'll get there eventually, but at the moment, it's not something I've been like, no, I must purchase a month of Paramount Plus to go watch Strange New Worlds.
Yeah. That I have other things on Paramount Plus that I watch and enjoy, so it's fine for me. I'm also enjoying the new Dexter Resurrection, even though I don't know, someone told me they didn't like it, but I think it's great. Yeah. So anything exciting happening for you in game recently, Morty, or you just speeding up? You're just working on getting 70.
Yeah, so I'm up 69 now. The update to Next.Spox Club allows you to sync your account without actually having the community mod installed. So I went and synced my account for the first time in a long time. So it was interesting to see the numbers. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, I better not spend anything ever again. Just save it all. But no, I upgraded my Velox to tier 9. So I've got a board cube that's now tier 15. So really excited about that. Awesome. I'm keen to go play arenas this week. I'm still going to get smashed, but at least I'm on a more even playing field compared to other like 68, 69s. The 70s, of course, are still just going to destroy me, but that's fine. So yeah, there's some good changes to my account. I'm happy about that. But yeah, now I need to find that player and raid the rest of his Sigma par, so that I can get that 10 million that I spent hours trying to get. And then yeah, I'm probably 1.5, 2 months away from 70. So my race is now with Scoplay to be like, are you going to release G7 or am I going to get 70 first? That's
You're going to
race.
actually beat the
and
game.
Again,
you're going to be a max level Morty again. Probably not for the first time, right?
That's a goal. That's the goal.
You got 2 goals in this game.
Yeah, this would be the first
Drain
time if I do
the
it.
guy who doesn't know how to shield,
wall.
and get the op 70 before Scopely releases G7. I'm excited.
Incursions is coming up as well, Mosh, so I'm doing the server a favor.
Yeah. It's for the server, right? Not because you have an obsessive personality.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah, I'm not hyper focused on finding this guy and draining his resources.
No, not at all. What you're saying is, it's 69%
system looking for this one guy.
Well, thank you so much as always for hanging out. I did my dailies and didn't actually click claim, as is tradition. I didn't
fantastic.
And then I went to click it and it didn't happen, and I looked at the clock and it was exactly the server lag time. But that's a nice reminder of we can expect things to get fixed. According to the video, they've put more people on performance, so hopefully we won't have those problems. It's been a pleasure, Morty. I look forward to having this chat again in 2 weeks when the new arc will have been announced, right?
Yeah, I'm keen. Like, again, I'm optimistic. Again, people in the comments like last time will slap me down and going like, I love how this guy's so optimistic. Yet like 2 months later or a month later, like I saw those comments on YouTube. It's like, no, he's destroyed it. Like, yeah. So I'm keen to see the comments on this one as well, Mosh. But thank you so much for having me. It's always fun to talk to you, and I really enjoy this time that we spend together talking about the game. I'll let everyone go, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Dustin D2 Smiths Falls Bears fan, who's been in YouTube this whole time chatting up a storm, and I've been completely ignoring them because I'm a terrible streamer. And And of course, thank you everybody for hanging out with me as well. Also, big congrats to Psycho Gesture for finally joining the coolest alliance on server 703. Big ups to him. And congrats to Ryan for always making me feel inadequate as an STFC player. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Cheers. Brett says in chat, Morty, we love watching your hopes die. Very relatable. There you go.